It tickles my fancy.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Goosies.
I don't have hair.
Oof.
You got Marcos.
That's not.
Wait.
Yeah,
That's true. You do got me. Get over here, Marcos. Let me look at you.
They don't want it. Tobin and Leroy, ready to deploy. Had to hit it with a little journalism, but that was a decoy. Better have about me, boy. Okay. Leroy and Tobin, hold to the show, man. Still to the stars with the show, and till then his half moon open. Sometimes go taste like a snowman. No proof, I'm a lie about a motive. No proof. Like I always wanted him, I never hated him, I never traded him, and if I did, I never ever traded him. You know what is a star? Like another city, the driver's side fly. Gucci a large, so many more. 10 in the more, never a bar. 8, 10 in the more, 2 to the P. Nothing to you, but it's something to me. Handsome as ever, and cute as can be. You can watch us on YouTube with view for free. Ay. This one time for the Twitch. This one time for the text. This one time for the phone line. Whole time wonder what they gonna do next.
You know, I just wish you guys would stop the quibbling.
Now I know what Tommy Hutton's talking about. Never happens on this show, baby. No
Never
quibbling.
happens.
No quibbling here, everybody. Welcome on in. It is Tobin and Leroy here with you on 560 WQAM. A happy hump day out there, everybody. What is up? So the weather got awesome and everybody decided we're going to drive to work now? Is that what's going on here? The last 2 days driving to the studio have been brutal.
Everyone's like, I want to be outside.
Is it like the old Mad Dog 440 air conditioning? You just want the windows down, riding around. Like, is that what's going on there? Like, it is. I mean, it's insane the last 2 days with these traffic, and it just coincides with the weather being amazing.
I got up and went to the gym this morning. So,
Did you?
Yeah, I gotta keep out and about. Yeah, but I just did some stuff in the pool. I can't. I got to keep this knee moving.
Like you, did you foist them again for their LA Fitness weights?
No. I went to 24-hour fitness. You know why?
Why?
Because in the pool, 24-hour fitness has one lane that's only like 4 feet. So you can run back and forth at a consistent level.
Right.
Whereas most pools go shallow, deep, shallow. So when you get to the middle, it's like you're damn near swimming because the water's too deep. But 24-hour fitness goes from like left to right, shallow to deep. Very so cool. If you're on the left side, it's shallow, and you can run the whole length.
Let's get some headlines brought to you by the new Palmetto Ford Truck Super Center. Why buy your truck at a car store? Palmetto Ford.
We know trucks.
So we got some news this week. Now, this was hinted at on Sunday that Jalen Ramsey was going to begin the nearing of his return. But according to Cameron Wolf of NFL Network, Dolphins cornerback Jalen Ramsey will practice today. Per sources, it is opening up his 21-day window to return off injured reserve. Ramsey will be eased back into action. He won't play Sunday, but back on the field with a new cut that he posted this AM less than 3 months after meniscus surgery. So Jalen Ramsey gets to open up his window. And if you guys, the same thing's happened with Jeff Wilson, Nick Needham. I think they're on their third week of that stuff. So
yeah,
doesn't mean he's obviously returning this week, but obviously a great sign. That
getting one step closer. The thing you need to understand is there's certain injuries, until you have the surgery, you don't know how bad it is, right? Meniscus, you don't know how much you're going to have to repair it. You've heard meniscus where guys are out for the year.
Yep.
And you've heard, I've had Randall Cunningham had a meniscus surgery and played in 2 weeks.
Don't some people get their meniscus removed?
Not while you're still playing, because that's kind of bone on bone type thing, right? So everything has levels. It's the same thing with Aaron Rodgers. They just told you he had an Achilles injury. They didn't say what the level of tear was and what the repair had to be. And a lot of times you don't know that until you go in to repair it. So what if it was 50% attached? You see what I mean? That means that he's going to be able to come back quicker than somebody that had a full tear.
Right.
And these are the things that, especially with those injuries, these are the things they don't tell you. They just say surgery, Achilles, surgery, meniscus. You don't ever know how. So when the return dates vary, it has less to do with the person and more to do with the injury.
Right. Well, either way, it's great news because if you're talking 21 days, that's possible to come back for the Chiefs.
I don't have 21 apples.
You don't have. Well, you've kind of stopped your streak.
No. I just don't eat them on the show. I'm still eating apple every day.
What's the point of the bit?
Oh, yeah,
Like,
sure.
what do you
Because
mean?
Because I don't bring an apple to the studio, dude.
Okay,
Why
dude,
not?
You have.
Yep.
Yeah.
I don't think you have been eating your apples.
No,
I
I
think you got sick of them.
Yeah.
I get a bag. No, I get a bag of apples every week, dude.
Nah.
I'm telling you.
I don't believe you.
All right.
You look more like a pear guy now.
No, I hate pears. You know why?
Fruit salad.
It's the Russian roulette. Pears, peaches, plums, Russian roulette of fruit. You don't know whether you're going to get a hard one, whether it's going to be too mushy. I don't like that.
Well, either way, man. I mean, we were very excited to get Jalen Ramsey, and I think it's you obviously I guess have to have a caveat of excitement just because he is coming off of injury. But
Yeah.
this dude's so good. I mean,
You
like,
got to
it's
taper it because you don't
Yeah.
know what level he's going to be back. But here's the deal.
But if he is back at any level, like, man, what a help! Holy crap.
Here's the thing. I've always wondered during this process, or during the season, is the defense going to look different when Jalen Ramsey gets back? Because now they're trying to cover for him being out. You know what I mean? So it seems like Fang seems really calm with what's going on defensively. You see what I'm saying? And I think maybe it's because they might be trying to do things to kind of help the secondary, which is hard, right? It's hard to help a weak link on your team, right? It's just that's the nature of it. So I'll be interested to see when he comes back how much different is the defense going to look as a whole.
Yeah, I mean, this was a monster. This is such a monster trade, though, and it's just gone under the radar because you just in football, because
you're 5-1. That's why.
You're 5-1, but you also just, like it was what was it, the first week of training camp that he was at? We were in Vegas. I remember it happening in when we were out there for the Terrence Crawford fight. So that was that was like probably right at the start of camp, and you're just like, oh, okay. Well, all this excitement everybody had for Jalen. I love Jalen Ramsey. Back in my Jags era, he was my favorite player. In fact, he's part of the reason why I left the London Jags, because that rat bastard Tom Coughlin, who I once loved but now hate, he decided I'm going to pay Blake Bortles instead of Jalen Ramsey, who was very clearly the best player on the Jaguars. It wasn't even close. And was an had the potential to be an all-time defense. And this dum-dum out there decided I'm going to give it to the quarterback who sucks. And Jalen Ramsey then showed up that training camp in a Brinks truck, and that was the beginning of the end. He was going to get traded. The death knell was Urban Meyer, but that was the beginning of it. I love Jalen Ramsey. I'm so excited to see this guy on the field and see what he's going to do for the Dolphins, because it's not only how good he is, but he brings a bravado to this team, a championship experience to this team, much like Tyreek Hill does on the offensive side of the football.
Yeah.
Like, you probably have the two cockiest players in the entire NFL, and they're on your team on each side of the football.
Yeah.
One of the things that was really impressive.
It's going to make everybody hate the Dolphins even more, which I love.
One of the things that was really impressive is that when they talked about Jalen Ramsey guarding Tyreek, they were saying he could keep up with him, saying that he was the best defender of Tyreek of all the guys they had.
Well, they've had it out in the past. They've had beat. Remember?
Yeah, remember when he first came in?
Jalen Ramsey called him a kick return specialist. So they've had beef, but it's obviously been it's been squashed. And having you know
what's weird? I never had that.
Never had beef, and then had to go to a team and had beef.
No. In fact, the only thing was, when I went to Minnesota, they had a lot of Buckeyes. So, we had that thing every Thanksgiving. But other than that, that's it.
Dade South says Tobin flip-flopped on a person. Who would have thought? That's not fair, Dade South. Okay, first of all, sometimes the old are set in their ways. And Tom Coughlin he was set in his ways. And you know him. He doesn't like persona or attitude. But like to pay Blake Bortles over Jalen Ramsey is just malpractice.
Here,
It couldn't be forgiven.
I'm gonna do this for all the people out there watching, listening, whatever. I have given Tobin a pass on this from the standpoint of Jags probably lost a lot of fans by signing Blake Bortles and not Jalen Ramsey. So he's not unique in his, hot takes there. So I've never gotten on him too much about that because clearly that was the downfall of the Jaguars when they start paying offensive guys and not defensive guys.
Lo and behold, Jalen Ramsey was hoisting the Lombardi Trophy while the Jaguars were hoisting Urban Meyer.
They hoisted him for a couple of minutes.
Yeah, but I do think that the old don't like to change their ways. Exactly. What?
I feel for you, man.
Well, because here's the deal. You are the opposite of the old. Your mind changes every 2 seconds.
No, I don't. I'm.
No, you're not.
Nah.
You're. What is
straightforward?
You're a wheeler and dealer.
I'm not a wheeler and dealer.
You're a wheeler
I'm not a wheeler and dealer.
You're dealer, Chris.
Dude, you know how many deals have been over like the last 24 hours? How many things people have wanted me to wail over? Just ignored it. You know what I'm looking forward to tonight?
What's that?
I'm looking forward to a little preseason basketball, a little Tyler Herro headband hero. I'm going to boots on the ground tonight for headband hero.
Oh, nice.
I'm ready.
Nets tonight, right?
Yes.
Sweet.
Yes.
Ben Simmons. Resurgence.
I know.
Ready for that?
Look at that.
Wow.
We waited 5 years for that bum to play basketball. Stop.
He's back. He is back tonight.
He should. What?
Well, he's been back, but I mean, like, we get to see him in action tonight. He practiced down here. I think he practiced a little bit with Hero.
You know what's going to happen, right? Somebody going to say something about him and he's going to shut down.
Well, I don't know if Jimmy's going to play tonight. Jimmy has.
No, I'm not talking about him. I'm not talking about guys he's playing against. I'm talking about critics from either the Nets or the media. They're going to say something. He's going to shut down.
Silly Sauce says, how many of the guys that you interviewed at Heat Media Day did Tobin trade?
Let's see. We got Tyler, Jaime.
Yeah.
Jovic.
I think that was it.
Jovic.
Yeah.
Who else did
You
you do?
didn't necessarily trade Jay Rich, but you couldn't help.
I couldn't. Well, you can't trade.
Wait. Do you remember how bad he was on Jay Rich when Jay Rich left?
Oh, deservedly so.
Step out of every time you mentioned Jay Rich.
I never wanted to trade him though. That was just a matter of when he was the guy. He stepped out of bounds a lot.
Yeah, he did.
But he's not that guy anymore. He doesn't have to be the guy on this team.
Yep. Just gotta stay in bounds.
Just gotta stay in bounds, dude.
So Jalen Ramsey, are you gonna go bleep crazy when he steps out of bounds?
No, because I don't think he's gonna have the ball in his hands at the end of games. I do think Spo hinted yesterday that
he might be the point guard.
That he's gonna be the point guard. That's what it sounds like.
Starting point guard.
It sounds like it. It sounds like it. But we'll get back into it. We got Amy Audibert's going to join us later on this hour.
I got a bone to pick with Amy.
Take a quick break. Back after this.
WQAM broadcasting live
Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back. It is Tobin and Leroy here with you on 560 WQAM. Take you up until 2 here on the show. Dolphins get back on the practice field today. Pinks back in action tonight. You can listen to them on 790 today. No Messi. He's busy scoring goals for Argentina tonight. Last night.
He scored 2, right?
2 for Peru, against Peru.
Oh
against
my
Peru.
God. Why is he even still playing international? He already won.
Shouldn't Argentina let him go
Jesus
do his
Christ,
thing?
Move on.
He already won you the
Argentina.
World Cup.
What else?
Now you need him to help you qualify for the next one.
Oh my God.
A little selfish.
Is he playing in the next one? Because I thought this last one was.
I
his
thought it
last
was
one.
supposed to be his swan song. I thought it was too, but apparently
That's not how it goes.
I think they're all.
You're on the national team for a period of time, whatever that contract is. So
I mean,
it might be through the qualifiers.
shouldn't he be,
Jesus.
focused on winning the Pinks Cup?
This
You
guy's
know,
a little attention hungry. I gotta say.
I mean,
all of a sudden he wants to.
To be honest,
Pretty look at me.
he was committed to the Argentinian team before he even got to the Pinks.
He knew he was coming to the Pinks.
He served his time.
He's done what he's had to do.
Imagine if Charles Barkley suited up
Here,
again.
look at Nikola Jokic,
What?
right? He did what he was supposed to.
Whoa.
No, what?
What?
No, let's focus on.
No.
See what you're
-1 for that
What?
dumb comment.
No, it was just like once you're done,
-1.
just stay done.
We're just trying to I'm disappointed for Messi. It must be a lot of pressure
That's it.
having to have the
That's it.
burden of Argentina on you. And I just figured you want to relax, baby. Play for his Pinks.
Miami.
You know,
What's better than that? Argentina. Good luck.
I mean,
Good luck.
because now, if we're gonna be honest, Argentina, I don't want to step out of bounds here because I love all of our Argentinian listeners, but it's a little greedy if you were gonna ask me. I mean, he just won you the World Cup. Now now qualify for the next one.
Want to know the weather in Argentina right now?
Hmm?
60 degrees, dude. What is this, Green Bay? God, that
It's gonna be
sucks.
so cold. I
So
was thinking,
cold.
was the game in Argentina yesterday?
No clue.
Oh my goodness.
The soccer people must hate us.
Can he just please, though, just stay in the States, man? He's proven
Let him
enough.
live in his new house.
Right?
It's
It's beautiful.
he
Which
wants
one?
to
He's
go
got
to
houses
public.
all over the world.
Yeah, but he wants, him. He wants a pub sub. It was in Uruguay.
He does.
Oh, is that
want
where
a pub
Solana
sub.
is? Is he there
That
watching these
is.
games?
Look what he did to Solana.
And
Poor
look what happened to
Solana.
Neymar yesterday. What if that happens to Messi? He gets
Wow.
hurt on the Uruguayan pitch.
Look at that. Look at that. Had to be carted off. Severe knee sprain.
That's Jimmy Butler's friend.
Look what they're doing to Jimmy Butler's friend.
To his friend, Leroy.
Is that why Solana's there? Really?
I don't know.
That's interesting.
I would think so.
Yeah.
I mean, why does he just go and send, maybe Solana can convince Messi to come back.
Really?
Oh my
We
God.
need him against the Charlotte FCs
Look
tonight.
at this. Inter Miami captain unlikely to play another MLS game this season.
I gotta say, as a customer, and again, I'm not being an ingrate here, but one
Wait,
could
wait,
say,
whoa, you fraud. How many Pinks games have you been to?
What?
Oh, I haven't been to a Pinks game.
Oh, so you're not a customer.
Well, I am a customer because I bought the MLS pass because of Messi.
Ooh.
I bought the MLS pass, and one could say, I'm getting a little bit foisted. I got 6 Messi
Right
games,
now,
and that was
you're
it.
right now you're
games.
exposing your fraudulence.
How am I exposing my fraudulence? I had to buy Apple TV,
Yep.
plus the MLS pass,
Yep.
which I bought both gladly because I was enjoying some Messi. And it's you could watch what you got to watch, and it's all right, great, like watching Ben Cremaggi as the next guy, and watching Calendar, it's great, but I would like to see the GOAT. That's all. Be nice. I'm not going to be an ingrate about it. You can listen to it tonight on 560
You
W3.
sound like an ingrate.
But, be nice if I
I thought we were past all this.
bought this league pass behind a paywall. And what else do I get for it? The morning show with Reese Witherspoon and Jennifer Aniston.
That's still going on, huh?
Yeah, it kind of fell off this season.
No, all right.
haven't gotten into Ted Lasso yet though.
Oh, you might as well because
You know what I haven't seen? My only beef with Disney, right?
Hmm?
Do they understand streaming and how streaming works?
Hmm?
You release the whole thing and you binge watch. Don't release one every week. You're not HBO.
I don't understand why RVA Richie is yelling at me. He's saying, stop it. He says, you guys are the worst when it comes to the Pinks.
What?
Who
We
are the
just
worst?
want
Don't put we.
player to
We
play.
ain't know you got a mouse in your pocket, RVA Richie.
I'm just
Leroy
saying,
has
like,
said nothing.
sitting here watching some Apple TV, and
Yeah.
you know,
Hey,
I was
Put
hoping
the
I'd
disclaimer.
see a little Messi in there.
The
you know?
views of Tobin do not reflect the views of everybody on this show.
Argentina said, please, Messi, keep winning us games. Oh,
Done enough, dude. He's done enough.
he's done enough. You know, like, you know what Nikola Jokic said this summer? Hey,
Yeah.
Serbia, I've done enough. Let me go live with horse.
Name 3 things from Argentina. 3 things.
Messi,
Messi.
Maldana,
That's another soccer player. That's like the original Messi. Great.
Maradona, right?
One of those.
Whatever,
Yeah.
dude.
He would have played. I'll tell you what.
Oh, would he have played for the Pinks?
He's no longer with us, so he wouldn't.
Yeah.
have.
Well, in spirit.
But, you know, theoretically, if he was still around.
Yeah, he's tough.
No, because he
Wait,
was a little
wait,
Portland.
I actually watched a documentary on him, and that got partied.
Oh, did he?
Oh, yeah.
He got after it.
Oh, yeah, he did. And he
Messi
made-
seems a little bit more reserved, you know, in
Yeah.
his older age, you know.
reserved to play for Argentina because come on,
And
dude.
what else is Argentinian?
I think there's
Steakhouses.
I was gonna say there's like, but they didn't invent it. I mean,
Isn't that where they cut the meat off of the? Right
they
in front of
also
you?
do that at Brazilian steakhouses. If I'm
Oh,
not mistaken.
okay. That's
Oh, I
what
love a Brazilian steakhouse.
So what are we even doing here? We
Green
got.
puck, red puck. Oh, I love it.
Does that mean like I'm good? Green puck means
Green puck
pay me more?
means. You think Tobes is ever on red? Oh no,
You pick up.
no
You pick up.
Hey, I always wonder about places like that because you're not going to eat that much. You know what I mean? Like you don't win.
I've never been. I've actually never been. I'm so scared.
Listen, I'm wishing.
Why?
I just want to be clear. I'm wishing Messi all the luck in the world.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh, it
no.
sounds like it. It really
But-
sounds like it. It
Yeah.
sounds like it.
You know, I hope he's doing the same for his Pinks. You know,
Absolutely. Like if they get eliminated first round and don't even qualify and he's allowed to rest to actually play MLS games, I won't be that sad.
But I think he might be done after the qualifying.
I mean, if you need
that's what he
him
said.
to qualify,
That's what he said. But you know, and
didn't he retire?
then
already?
there's a part of it. It's like, hey, don't you want the next generation? What about the next Messi?
Right.
Shouldn't he try and qualify?
You're right. You know, it is a little.
You
Yeah,
know,
sad.
but-
LeBron didn't go to
But you
Whoa.
get him to the World Cup and then you bow out.
Yeah, that's right. You're right. LeBron, you know, true GOAT. Got a gold medal and decided, yeah, I'm okay. I'm
That's
gonna
enough.
rest.
Yeah, I'll come back for the Olympics.
I'm gonna hang out with my family.
But for the FIBA World Cup,
yeah,
let Anthony Edwards go play a little
That's
bit.
right.
You know,
that is right.
but you know, different strokes. You know, what are you gonna say?
All right.
I love Messi. I just want to be clear.
Yeah.
So we're clear. I love me some Messi.
Yeah, sounds
Yeah.
like it. Sounds like it.
Yep.
Bah. I just miss him. That's all.
All right.
Just want to see my guy.
I wish
play.
somebody would have told old Tobes, hey, you could watch the Pink's best player play for Argentina yesterday. Nobody told me.
Do what I do. Watch it in Spanish.
Yeah, but did you watch yesterday?
What?
Messi.
No.
Yeah, because nobody told you, right?
I watch the Pinks.
You gonna watch him tonight without Messi?
Mm.
Doubtful. Doubtful. Like
Doubtful.
I'm gonna say.
I'm sure all his friends aren't playing too.
I mean, here it has more to do with this and not whether Messi's playing.
Mhm.
That they can't get to the playoffs.
Yeah,
So
I mean,
whether Messi was playing or not.
but you know, fan appreciation day, you know, like when they give out the jerseys, like when you went to Marlins appreciation day, you know, you get it's possible you could get a good jersey like Hanley Ramirez. You could end up with Taylor Tankersley. You know, you never knew.
Whatever was in the box. So
Right.
how many people got the jersey and went, damn,
Damn.
damn. Who's this guy?
Taylor Tankersley, stocky lefty.
Oof.
prime for meatballs.
Oh,
Right out of the pen.
ooh.
He is built
Stocky.
like a Weedy.
We'll take a quick break. Amy Audibert, talk a little heat with her coming up next.
Join Dolphin safety Javon Holland
All right. Welcome back, you rascals. Tobin and Leroy here with you on 560 WQAM. Take you up until 2 o'clock here on the program. Heading on down to the arena tonight. Little boots on the ground action for Heat and Nets. 7:30 tip-off from the Kaseya Center. Coverage here on 560 WQAM begins at 6:15. As we will get you ready for all the action. And let's talk a little bit about this Heat preseason and head on out to the guest line, which is, of course, brought to us by Toyota of Hollywood. Shop hundreds of Toyotas indoors in one of America's largest showrooms at Toyota of Hollywood on 441 between Hollywood and Sheridan. And then we will find Miami Heat radio analyst alongside Jason Jackson. Amy Audibert joining us here on the program. Hello, Amy. How are you?
Hello.
Hey,
Amy.
guys. Good morning. How are you?
I'm good. I have a box of ketchup chips at my house as we speak.
You're...
Every time the Canadians come down. That's what they bring.
It's like the one thing we're super proud of, you know?
No, and the
Just
chocolate.
kidding.
And maple syrup.
Yeah,
So I get a care
there's a
package.
list.
Maple
There's a
syrup,
list.
chocolate, and the little poutine packets. And the
Yeah.
jars.
Yeah, that's all good stuff. I think I'm most proud of just saying hi to everybody on the street. I forget sometimes down here. I think
So
people
nice.
think I'm crazy, but it's nice. You know, you just walk by and you say hi to somebody. Good morning.
Just
Yeah.
genuinely being pleasant people.
Yes.
I think that's best.
Well, hey, yeah. Moving on.
Amy, I'm going to start off with a guy who's been super impressive this preseason. And I honestly think that I don't know if he's going to be on a two-way. I don't know if he's going to get a standard deal. But Jamal Cain, this guy has been awesome in the preseason so far. You know, that battle against Wemby, he lit it up from 3. And then the next game, it just like seems he's always in the right spot to get a bucket. He's, you know, now been in this Heat system for a year. What do you think of his preseason? Do you think that he's earned a spot? I don't really know what his role will be on the team, but I like every time he's on the court. Just feels like good stuff happens.
Yeah, and I mean, I'll take it back before the Wemby game. Defensively, he was really good in that close game. Remember when Cole kind of hit all the shots at the end?
Yeah.
But you know, Spo's talked about it. They really like Jamal because he plays with a different twitch. And you kind of saw that in that game in particular, the way he guards 94 feet. He creates a lot of havoc in the Memphis game. I remember late game, he had Derrick Rose in a corner, like right after half court, you know, caused a turnover. And I think the one thing about Jamal that's awesome is he doesn't hide from the conversation of, you know, year 2 on a two-way, and he wants a standard contract. I think especially in the last 2 weeks, at least in terms of games, because we're not in the practices every day but you'd expect him to work hard because he's still here. He's checking the boxes, or he's showing things, right, that he's capable. At the end of the day, Jamal Cain's probably not going to step into a starting lineup this year and like be expected to win games for the Heat unless, you know, crazier things have happened. Last year, I remember, you know, in the beginning of the year, they were pretty banged up. But I think, you know, in terms of playing a role, he's shown that he's able to do that. Clearly, like showing he's consistent, he can hit a shot from outside, but I think the defense is the thing. And I mean, it's pretty valued around here. So looking forward to him. I mean, and especially to see where he's able to kind of wedge himself in. I know that they obviously the Miami Heat like him and they like what they do and he fits the system, but he does want to, you know, he does want a standard contract. So be interesting to see the next month or so for Jamal.
Well, Amy, it's a unique situation with the Heat because they do a tremendous job of developing these young men, and they look forward to it. Like, it's not only that they develop them, but the players look forward to being developed, which is a rare thing in sports right now. But I'm amazed at how patient all of these young players are when we live in a world now where I need it now, but they only bring in guys that just, you know, toe the company line, do their work, and wait for their opportunity. That's more rare than anything that happens in an organization.
Well, and the step further to that, like you look at a guy like RJ Hampton who came here and was like, this is where I'm taking a two-way contract.
Right.
A former first-round pick said, I'm going to take a two-way to be with the Miami Heat because this is the place I know I can develop.
Right.
You know, Cole Swider, same thing. I think he had some other also opportunities, but again, and that's the step further, right? It's like, it's not just Miami calling guys, it's guys showing up and being like, we're willing to take less of a contract, which to your point, and really in pro sports, right? Like you got to make it when you can make it. But because, and obviously, I mean, last year it was Max and it was Gabe that are now big time guys in other organizations. The track record, I mean, it is what it is, and guys come here. But to your point, when you look at guys like Cole and you look at guys like RJ, you have to believe they have the work ethic, because the one thing around the league that I'm learning very quickly, and I mean, Thomas Bryant talked about it a couple weeks ago with us, like everybody in the league knows how hard it is to be here on the daily, not how hard, but what's asked of you on a daily basis to be a member of the Miami Heat. And if it's not for you, like, don't even bother. I imagine some agents probably have those conversations with players, right? Like, if this isn't the place for you, it's not the place for you. But I think that's one of the keys to success for this organization, is they really don't bring in, like, they really vet guys. And the other way is, I think, people don't come here and show up here and say, I'm willing to take less for now, unless they understand what's going to be required.
Right.
I did like seeing at FAU the scale being thrown around on everybody who has to, all right, it's time to win. Like, they actually, like, you always hear about it, but you're seeing it in action in camp of keeping everybody in Heat shape. It is wild. One of the things, it remains a bit of a mystery going to this year is the point guard spot. Kyle's made his thoughts known that he said this again yesterday, expects to come in as the starter. We saw him start. We saw Jay Rich start next to Tyler. Any read on who you think has a leg up on this thing? And I guess what are the benefits to both guys if that's the way they go?
We also know one of the things about this organization is they don't let things leak out, right? So I think your guess is good. But I think it's they've shown that they can kind of really lean into this positionless. Miami Heat's offense goes through Bam Adebayo in the mid post. Everybody knows that, right? And so we've seen so many different combinations in the preseason. Do I think that obviously Kyle is the most established point? Yeah, I think he's a future Hall of Famer. I mean, he's a champion. He's an NBA champion. He's in great shape. Like, he's in tremendous shape right now. If you remember the first month of the season last year, remember Washington when Kyle had the triple-double? I mean, he during that time, he was top 5 in the league in minutes per game in his 17th season. Like, that's not healthy. And what ended up happening, right? He got pretty banged up and he had to sit out for all this. So do I think managing minutes is going to be critical? Absolutely. It's way easier to manage minutes when you're coming off the bench. But at the same time, like, I mean, he's a great point guard. So that's going to be entirely up to Spo. And really, I think I wouldn't be surprised if you see things change up every once in a while, in terms of that. So every game's going to be different. And this team's shown that that's okay.
I don't know how it is with other teams, but it almost seems like Spo sets his roster in minutes for the whole game and not just for the start. Whereas players think that starting is the starting point for what it means. But with the Heat, it's like no, it's the important minutes. Don't worry about playing the first 3 minutes of a game. So how does that? Because we saw that with Tyler. Tyler said, "I want to be a starter," not because of the minutes, because he played almost the whole fourth quarter every game. So how does that play in when Spo is kind of setting his roster up for? Okay, I need this guy for these minutes. He's in his 18th year. So I'm going to try to make sure he's ready for this portion of the game. And the player doesn't always see it that way because he's like, oh, I'm not starting.
Well, the previous conversation we were having about guys showing up, the other one thing that everyone knows too is Spo doesn't care. Like, if you're not playing hard, you're not playing. And I absolutely love that about it, right? Kind of that old school, like high school, college. Like, if you're not helping us win today, I can't play you. Right. Everyone works too hard on a daily basis. So I think as a player, like, and I mean, that perfect example also is Caleb Martin last year.
Right.
Remember when Caleb, who, by the way, I always chuckle because this time last year he was being told how he could never be a 4 in this league. And, like, then you look at the Eastern Conference Championship, and I think he did okay. So proud of him and what he was able to do. But then Caleb starting, and then Kevin comes in and Caleb's at the bench. But they talk about their relationship. Caleb's talked about it and how much they have such a great relationships because they had those hard conversations. Right. They had those conversations. At the end of the day, I do believe that you hear it all this time. This is a gnarly group, but at the end of the day, everybody wants to win. And, for Kyle to come off the bench in the playoffs and still really, I mean, Kyle in the playoffs last year really contributed to this team, whether you saw it on the box or not. You just had to watch the game to know how important he was coming off the bench. So I think to your point, it's more just about kind of accepting that these are coaching decisions, these are staff decisions. They're going to make them to win the game. Right. They just want to win. And I mean, really, like, they're gnarly. They want to win a basketball. They want to wake up in the morning and win that game. So yes, I think you have to respect it. And obviously certain guys are going to have a longer leash, but when you're out there, you got to produce. I mean, Duncan's another perfect example of that, right? I mean, so we'll see.
The word that's getting thrown around a lot with Tyler Herro so far has been efficient in his movements and efficient in the decisions he's making and how he's going to be, I guess, as a player. What have you seen from Headband Herro in the early goings here with camp and practices? I
keep laughing with Jax. I look at him so many times in a game and said, that's a man on a mission. Like, it's business. The thing with Tyler, like, obviously and of course, like, we love storylines and everybody loves to build up the drama and the trades and all that. But at the end of the day, like, Tyler hasn't played in a game since April. So, and at the end, and Tyler loves basketball. Like, Tyler loves basketball. And so I think there's a bit of that happening right now too. But I think he's had one of the best off seasons. I mean, he looks like he's in incredible shape. He looks like he's moving great. But then for me, the one thing I love Tyler Herro as a basketball player. I'm getting to know him a little bit more as a person. He's awesome. Post game, last game, he was asked about, well, like, how did you work in the off season? Or why did you work in the off season? And his answer was like, because that's my job. Like, I'm a professional basketball player and I'm paid to work hard, to help win games, to be a representative in the community. And like, he just has such a business-like approach from what I see in everything he's doing on the court, off the court, the way he's speaking. And I really appreciate that about him, right? Like, again, this is another guy that at the end of the day really wants to win. He wants to win probably for a lot of different reasons right now. But I mean, he just looks great. And I'm really excited for his season. I can't wait. There's going to be some games where you just go, good job, man. Because you can tell, right? Like, he's a man on a mission.
Well, he's also grown as a person, because a lot of the things that would have bothered him in recent years, like we talked about the trade, he's like, that's it, like, I just got to do me. And I think that a lot of players get caught up in the trade, and I'm not going to be here, and maybe, and then it doesn't happen, and you're not ready for the season.
Well, and a lot of people, I think the reaction too, right? Different people would sit around and be pissed about it and mope about it. Other guys get in the gym and work. And
right.
I think Tyler got in the gym and worked pretty free. It's all fruition. But to Brandon's point, like the efficiency on the court, and I'm not talking about shooting efficiency. I'm talking about getting to spots with one dribble, or the word that you hear all the time is intentional. And I just think everything he's doing right now is so intentional. And I mean, if you love basketball, you have to absolutely just I get fired up when I think of Tyler and what he can do this season.
Before we get you out of here, Amy, that Wembenyama, what a freak! I mean, what could you? What were your reactions watching that guy? Because I was like, I don't know, because it getting a little up to that, but I was like, oh my God, he is terrifying.
Yeah, you know what? I was there with Jax, and it's summer league was kind of right. Like, you're going, all right, he's gonna need some time and all this. He looks, and I know it was preseason, but the way he was moving and the things that he was doing with his skill set, but then also I think the added to that is at 19 years old, he's willing to sit in the gym and work all day. Like, you don't just come up and do those crossover step backs with an 8-foot wingspan.
Right,
and
it's crazy.
It's honest. It's this. I don't think this league's ever seen someone at that size do that. Right. And for me, it's couple things. Number one, I'm so happy he's in the West, so we only have to see him twice a year. Hopefully, maybe. I mean, hey, if finals one day, I'm not going to ever.
Doesn't love it. Heat's first.
I'm not going to be bad. Yeah. I'm happy for the community of San Antonio, because when we were in the gym, there's just such a sense of excitement and hope and everything for that community and pop. Like, at the end of the day, I can't even imagine what it must be like for him. But really, this is the new superstar. I really do believe that of the league, because of just his God-given assets, his size, but then matched with that his just willingness. I mean, all he does work, and you can just see his body. He's in the gym, he's lifting. He left the game early to go in the back and lift, like in the middle of a game. Like the guy's another guy on a mission, and he's 19 years old. He's in a perfect organization. And it's going to be crazy. Actually, when he had that dunk over Thomas Bryant, you could see the real-time reaction, and I was dying. That, but then the other one was the block. Like, think about that. The officials called a foul, and then they had to overturn it because the angle in the arena, and I'm not sure what the broadcast showed, like his hand was on top of the ball, and it came, I mean, Thomas Bryant's like a really strong, explosive guy, so that ball came up, and it was such a harsh movement that I think that's probably why they called the foul, right? Because it looked like it wasn't. So that's my point, is like, we're going to see stuff that isn't necessarily things that we've typically seen, or movements or reactions. And that's saying that against like the greatest basketball players in the world, a collection of the greatest basketball players in the world. So, and I heard I didn't get to see it, but I heard the Oklahoma City game was hilarious between Chet Holmgren and someone else. I think described it as fighting giraffes. Like, and this is maybe the future. You know, I think those two are going to have battles, but I'm really happy it's in the West and we don't have to deal with it that often. But I'm excited. I did ask Bo after the game. I said, like, oh, I've been sitting here all night dying to ask you this, and I know it's not about the other team, but what did you think? Because this is one of the most like elite coaches we all know, like mad scientists out there, and he's like, what are you thinking? And he's like, I felt like it was like when I played on the Midi Fisher hoop, the Fisher Price basketball hoop with my kid last week, and you're just like dunking and doing all this crazy thing. So it's got to be exciting for everybody, even guys like him, right, around the league that are just seeing something new and different, and they're gonna have to figure it out.
Somebody on our show referred to that game as two breadsticks.
Yeah. But I mean,
And there was beef afterwards too, it seems like.
Yeah, I would say that, but like the guy's not snapping, you know. Like again, I think it's so cool. He can move, like he can move in ways that like you wouldn't when he walks in the gym. You go like, I mean, listen, I was an undersized center, so you know, I walked in the gym with these really long, and I'm like going, all right, I'm just gonna get under them and push him out, you know, and beat him with my feet. This guy changes the game when he's in it because, I mean, he's got an 8-foot wingspan. So you think he's not around, and all of a sudden your ball's flying out of bounds. Like, it's just crazy. And that's on the defensive end. The offensive end, you can't contest that. That step back, when that ball's in his pocket, like, you're done. So, yeah. We'll
Amy, we always appreciate the time. Check out Amy tonight with Jason Jackson on the Miami Heat audio experience right here on 560 WQAM. She does a fantastic job. Also see her on Bally Sports Sun this Miami Heat season. We always appreciate the time, Amy. Thank you so much.
Thanks guys. We'll see you later. Bye.
There you go. Take a quick break. Hour Tua coming up next.
Game Day Uncensored. Tua.
It's our Tua. It's our Tua. It's our Tua. Tua, Tua, Tua. Tonga Valoa. Not
Tua Tagovailoa.
A for effort. Dolphins quarterback.
Tua.
It's our Tua. It's our Tua.
Tua.
Tua, Tua, Tua. Tua, Tua, Tua. Can go to hell. Tua Tonga Valoa. Dolphins quarterback.
Daddy loves you guys.
Our Tua with Tobin and Leroy.
Check the history of
Our Tua of the program, ladies and gentlemen. Tobin and Leroy here with you on 560 WQAM. Let us get to some headlines brought to you by the new Palmetto Ford Truck Supercenter. Why buy your truck at a car store? Palmetto Ford.
No trucks.
Leroy,
What's up?
you know what we got on Sunday?
Eagles. The Eagles.
We do have the Eagles. We do. But Marcos, you know what we got on Sunday?
Huh. What do we have on Sunday?
J-Fig. You want to know what we got on Sunday?
Huh.
It's okay. I'll tell you what we got on Sunday. I'll tell you what we got on Sunday. First, I need to call it 305-567-0560.
All right.
305-567-0560. If you want to know what we got on Sunday, I'll tell you what we got, because I tell you we got something on Sunday.
Huh.
RVA Richie, what's going on, man? How are you?
Good morning. Leave Messi alone. And what's going on Sunday?
All right. You want to know what we got on Sunday? Well, he didn't say yes or no.
He started the conversation by saying, "What do we got going Sunday?"
I don't know.
I'm going to need another caller. One more. 305-567-0560. Unless you guys don't want to know what we have on Sunday. But if you do want, hold on one second. I gotta go. Hey, 560, you're on the air. What's your name?
My name's Kyle.
Hey, Kyle, what's going on, man? You want to know what we got going on Sunday?
I need to know, Tobin, what's going on?
Kyle,
Wow.
here's what we got, dude.
Kyle,
You ready?
bring it strong.
Kyle?
Ready? I'm here.
Statement game.
Let's go.
Whoa!
Statement game.
Game, dude. Statement game. Because you got all these people out there that want to be like, oh, the Dolphins schedule 5 wins and makes them 5 wins. No,
What are you
dude.
doing? What are you doing?
It all
What
comes
are you doing?
to roost.
That is right.
The chickens come to roost
Cock-a-doodle-doo.
when the Dolphins take out the birds this weekend.
Marcos,
It will be
Marcos,
because a
you are not helping.
statement made, dude. It is a statement game.
How is it a statement game?
Oh, dude, I'll tell you exactly how it's a statement game.
Tell
Because
me.
the Dolphins right now, 5-1. The Eagles, 5-1.
How is it a
The
statement game?
Eagles, Super Bowl last year. The
Oh.
Dolphins.
What does that got to do with this year?
I'll tell you why. Why? It's a
Because
statement. Because
I'm
they got to where you want to get to.
okay, that's all fine and
That's
great.
why it's a statement game.
But that's all fine and great. But what does last year have to do with this year?
Because
Because
now-
last year the Giants were a playoff team, and now they say how easy the Dolphins' schedule was because the Giants are garbage.
Let me ask you something. What size green tights do you wear, Peter Pan? Because you have a grown up conversation. Okay, we know that the Giants.
I'm just
Man.
I'm just telling you this. Okay,
What tights does he wear?
who cares about what they did last year? What you did last year don't
You're
get you there this year.
Hold on. You doing the thing where like you don't think there are statement games? Is that what you're trying to do?
Dude, like,
Do you not think the
here's-
Eagles are good?
no, I do. But here's the problem.
Hmm?
This is week 7,
Yep.
right?
Perfect time.
Week 7. You got 10 games after this.
Mm-hmm. But there's only a few statement games along the way.
But it. All right.
Hell,
So
isn't there
you
only,
playing
like,
you
3?
playing your Super Bowl in week 7.
Not playing Super Bowl. See, this is again.
Wow.
God, I wish you'd grow up. It's just like you
Grow
know.
up, Peter Pan.
We're not talking about this being all of the season. It's just saying, knock, knock, who's there? The Dolphins. And everyone's got to realize when they answer the door, because this Eagles team, it's enough of them already, right? Tush push. They don't play football fair. They don't play football fair.
Really?
What are we doing here?
They must be doing something right, because there's a bunch of teams that tried and can't do it.
You go out there and you think, oh, look at us. We're gonna shove our quarterback's ass cheeks through the line for a 1 yard. That's not exciting. You guys are excited by this? People are all crazy because you got the least famous Kelsey, okay?
Oh,
and not only that,
wow,
we're sitting here and we're going goo over, plays that Zonka was doing way back in the day.
Oh, the tush push.
Zonka didn't need to have anybody push him in the ass. You know what he did when he was 3rd and 1?
Yeah,
he got the first down himself.
Look at that.
All right. Did Leroy Horde, who at one time was coined by saying, if you need 1 yard, I'll get you 3. If you need 5, I'll get you 3. Yeah. Did this guy need a tush push? Did you ever need a tush push?
I don't think so.
There wasn't very many people standing behind me to push my tush, so no.
Right. He didn't need it. He didn't need a tush push.
That is right.
Because you want to know something? Let me tell you something about Philadelphia.
Yeah.
Soft. Soft.
Damn.
Really?
You need help to push your tush over the line?
Philly.
What is wrong? What is wrong with you? What is wrong with you?
No, what's wrong with them?
You know what you do? Here's the amazing thing. You write a whole bunch of checks for others. So right now you're writing checks for the Dolphins.
Try and tush push versus Zach Sealer. I dare you. I dare you to tush push versus Zach Sealer. All right?
All right.
You got no shot. Christian Wilkins trying. You know what Christian Wilkins does to a tush?
What?
Go watch his Clemson footage.
Oh.
Go watch it.
I've seen it.
Go watch it.
Yeah.
You know what he does.
You know, it'd be a pretty amazing
game, dude.
Yeah. You know, it'd be a pretty. What makes this matchup pretty amazing is that you have a team who hasn't scored a lot lately and has been pretty methodical moving the ball, versus a team that is basically got 5 or 6 plays where almost 20 plays where they've scored in a minute, right? So it'll be interesting to see how these two match up, and I think it'll at the end of this game we'll probably comment on how the defense held up against their offense, like whether they were aggressive enough, whether they were physical enough to match what Philly does on the offensive side of the ball.
Ethan Schmolnick says the only thing pushing Leroy's tush was a needle from that tattoo artist.
Point for Twitter.
He's a detailed listener. I mean, he's a bastard, but he listens to details.
Hey, it was side cheek. It wasn't a tush push.
Tush push, dude. Tush push.
And you know what I don't like about them?
What?
These Eagles.
What?
All right. First of all, that city stinks. All right.
Okay.
Second of all,
right.
Let's be real. You see how they're trying to like coin the term brotherly shove? It's a tush push.
Oh,
okay.
Get out of here.
Get out of here. You're trying to sell more t-shirts because you can't
right.
put tush push on a t-shirt. Grow up.
Yeah, it's like Mark Sanchez trying to change butt fumble. It's always going to be butt fumble, dude.
You fumbled into an ass. Everybody knows it's Sanchez. And by the way, why does he look like an opera singer right now?
I know. Does he have way too much makeup on or something? It almost looks like he had work done already, right?
Wow.
I'm telling you, man. And let's be real about it, right? You know that they're already nervous for the Dolphins. I can tell you one reason, and one reason we know that they're nervous for the Dolphins. I'll tell you why.
Terrifying.
I'll tell you why.
I'll tell you that watching them.
Because you know what they got? You know what they got caught with last week?
What's that?
They got caught in a trap game. They got caught in a trap game, overlooking the Jets because they were so terrified about the Dolphins. They got caught in a trap game.
You don't think it had anything to do with those 4 turnovers?
Well, I'll tell you what. Why wasn't your focus on your team? I'll tell you exactly why. Because they were looking ahead.
Really?
Classic look ahead.
So can I ask you a question? So according to your logic,
yep,
all losses before a big game is a look ahead.
No.
Okay, because I haven't. Let's be clear. I haven't heard every time somebody loses before the big game.
Yep.
Everybody says it was a look ahead. So I haven't heard of any look ahead games that resulted in a win.
I'll tell you why. Because the Dolphins, you would have thought, the Dolphins, when the way that game started, you're like, Dolphins are about to fall into a trap game. But here's the thing with the Dolphins. They don't do that. They focus 1 week at a time.
Because
so
they won. Because they won.
No, but they were down.
They dominated.
They were,
Because
here's
they
the
won.
thing. No. And here's the thing.
Oh
You
my
know you have the
goodness.
sense of you have a mature team.
Stop
A
it.
team
Stop
that's
it. I'm not going to deal with both of them.
No,
One
I'm just-
or the other. I'll let you
You have a
carry on
very-
with this look ahead nonsense, but I'm not going to listen to mature. I'm not doing it. Not both. Pick one.
So you have a very mature team that was ready to just focus on a terrible Panthers team, and then you get to the Eagles. Okay, you don't cheat yourself. The Eagles cheated themselves.
And what happens when you cheat yourself?
You get trapped in a look ahead.
Look at that.
Mm-hmm.
Look at them.
The Jets aren't terrible. They just can't score.
They're not terrible, but like, let's be real. The Eagles should.
Wait. The Jets beating the Eagles is less of a shock than the 14 points the Dolphins fell behind to Carolina.
Hard to say.
Oh my goodness. You can't have a conversation with you. Stop it. What are you doing?
What are you doing?
Hard to say.
I mean, you're the one who started all this by just disagreeing.
No. Just stop.
Okay. So if I were to ask, does anybody not think this is a statement game?
Here.
Is there a day out there?
I would think here. I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna try to be as honest as possible.
Okay.
I wouldn't, because I kind of think I don't want to say a statement game, but here's what I would say. You have been laughed at and mocked because of your record based on who you play, which is not your fault.
Mm-hmm.
Now you have an opportunity to play one of these teams that everybody has put up on the pedestal.
Exactly, dude.
So is it a statement game? No, I'm not going to say that. But at the same time, if you want to be considered amongst the elite teams in the league, you have to beat some of the elite teams in the league.
Okay.
Sounds like a
statement. No. This is what I was trying to avoid.
Dude. We're saying the same thing. You just want to walk around. You just don't defiantly want to call it a statement game, but you just described all of the elements of a statement game. Statement game.
Can I just say I've been looking at the chat.
Thanks. Everybody. Look at like sounds like Leroy agrees.
It does.
Hey, wait. Hey, Steve, don't you work? Son Steve. This guy comments more than we do the show.
Lashing out, dude.
What about instead of the brotherly shove, we got the cheek sneak? What do you think?
Point for Twitter.
Yeah, I think you know what? I think that's good there. I think I'm gonna stop it.
Take a break. Back up to this.
Text WQAM on the Kendall Toyota text line at 305-567-0560. Kendall Toyota is all about
the show basically together. It's kind of an acoustic set, or I want to say purely acoustic, but like they do it's a smaller, more intimate set, but you're talking like some of the biggest names in country music all on stage together. And it's gonna be November 1st at Hard Rock Live. And right now, caller number let's go 8 for Cain Train.
Oh,
Jamal Cain's been balling lately. So let's go.
Yeah.
Caller number 8 to 305-567-0560. 305-567-0560. Caller number 8 will get a pair of tickets to Stars and Strings November 1st at Hard Rock Live. And you got Jordan Davis going to be there. Hardy's going to be there. Brian Kelly, he's going to be there. Not the family. No, not that guy. I'm talking about Florida Georgia Line Brian Kelly.
Oh,
Ashton McBride's going to be there. I think she's my favorite on this. I love Ashton McBride. Big
Nice.
fan. I saw her open for Dierks Bentley. She was really great. Cole Swindell, I think he just won Artist of the Year, and I think he does on Jimmy Butler's album. And then Haley Witters is really good too. So Stars and Strings coming to you, Hard Rock Live, November 1st. If you don't win here, you can still buy tickets at starsandstrings.com. Caller 8 will win those tickets. I want to get to some Heat stuff here in just a second, but while Marcos gets our winner there, this is tremendous. Have you seen now James Harden has not shown up to Sixers practice?
what? You mean he's lying
He's now decided, nah. Remember it was a whole thing? Oh, James Harden is showing up to camp. That's like, well, it seems like he just wanted to maybe smoke weed in the mountains, if you ask me, because all of a sudden James Harden is not showing up to camp since Sunday. He has not shown up to Sixers practice. And look, this is the difference. There's only one thing, if you're going to talk about the difference between Damian Lillard and James Harden, about what separates these two as players. This man, say what you want about his playing ability, say what you want about him choking, say what you want about him never winning a ring, and say what you want about him never, ever, 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 ever,
All right.
being in the same, ever.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean,
Yep.
ever.
Oh.
James Harden should never,
Mm.
ever,
What about ever? Okay.
never be in the same conversation in basketball history, legacy, rankings, lists. Never, ever be in the same conversation as Dwayne Wade.
All right.
But
Glad you got that out.
this man truly is an artist at making a stink. I mean, just it's impressive. It's impressive. And you have now a situation where Daryl Morey has to look at his Frankenstein and be like, oh my God, this is what it's like. This is what it's like when I had him do this in Brooklyn and I had him try and wiggle his way here for a Ben Simmons who wasn't playing. This is now the rabbit having the gun. This is him being able to turn it on me. And yes, he called me a liar and that wasn't nice, but now all of a sudden, not showing up to practice. Hey, anybody want to know where's James Harden? You know where he is. No, where's you know, Daryl, you know where he is. And so him not showing up to practice for, have they had games? Let's see. Philadelphia. They played on Monday. All right. So James Harden did not play in a preseason game, did not practice on Sunday, or hasn't been seen since Sunday. So now we're on day 3 of them having no idea where James Harden is. It's really a marvel. Look, never want to watch him in a playoff game because you know that's going to go. Not a big fan of watching his regular season style because there's a lot of floppery, but I'll watch James Harden make a stink. I will watch him make a stink. I mean, that man is true. This is what separates him and Damian Lillard. Damian Lillard, by the way. Whew. Marcos, did you see him last night? You see Damian Lillard last night? Oof. May have dodged a bullet. Just saying. But, Damian Lillard, he got in a stare down with his GM, And he told him, he's like, I'm going to show up. I'll show up to camp. He goes, nah, not going to work for me. He didn't want to be uncomfortable. And that's where we're left. He decided to open up his list. Ended up on the Milwaukee Bucks. Good for him. But James Harden, this guy apparently wants to be on the LA Clippers. Although Shams does keep throwing out the Miami Heat. A lot of the guys locally have said the Heat have no interest in James Harden. And I don't even feel like I have to give you my take on this. I'm not interested in James Harden. I'm not interested in James Harden. First of all, I've given up whaling. Second of all, he's not a whale. Maybe in size. Third of all, I have no interest in the Miami Heat having James Harden. Okay. I entertained it for a little bit, like the last time this happened back when it was Houston, him leaving James Harden. But now it's been like, we're how many, hamstrings around. And now you have James Harden, who not only is going to come to your team, but now is going to come to your team and think, oh, I'm going to earn myself a $200 million contract. No, thanks. Yeah. I just have no interest in that. I'm sorry. Nope. I don't. I have no interest.
The fact that he should never, ever be in the same conversation as Dwayne.
Exactly. Anyway.
I love that he's lying to Daryl Morey. That's amazing.
Oh, it's great. It is great. Now, yesterday at Heat practice, Eric Spoelstra was asked about the situation with Kyle Lowry. Kyle Lowry did reiterate yesterday he expects to be the starting point guard. We talked to Amy Audibert in the first hour of the program. And big James Harden fan, obviously. I mean, I'm sorry. Big Kyle Lowry fan, obviously. I'm sorry, Amy. I would never call you a James Harden fan. I mean, maybe you do like James Harden because you seem to just love basketball in general. So maybe you do love James Harden, but I meant to say Kyle Lowry. She loves Kyle Lowry. But I feel like if you read in the tea leaves from Spo yesterday, I felt like he showed his hand at who his starting point guard is. But first, this was him discussing, was being asked about the Kyle Lowry situation. Here's what he had to say.
Is the maintenance thing something you're cognizant of where it could make his minutes maybe closer to what he was in the playoffs in 26 games? Does that go through your mind at all?
No.
And it's because he's healthy now, so you don't have to worry about it.
He's healthy. We'll figure out the rotation when we get there. He's in great shape and a great place to start this season right now.
By the way, there's a report now that says that James Harden's currently in Houston.
Woo-hoo!
Not even Philadelphia.
What is he doing? He's burning that place from the inside.
Breathtaking.
Love it.
This is one of the greats. This is one of the greats. When they introduce him into the Hall, because he is going to make the Hall of Fame. He is a good basketball player, joke artist, but a great basketball player. I can't wait for them describing in the montage his ability to make a stink. It really is breathtaking. But anyway, all right. So here's Spo. Not really a thing that factors it. Kyle Lowry's healthy, came in great shape. Not a factor. But while you say there's no read there, he was talking about Josh Richardson yesterday. And he was asked about Josh being a ball handler, his past experience, back with like the 17, 18 Miami Heat, or it was 17, 18, 19 Miami Heat. And this was what he had to say about Jay Rich and his experience handling the basketball.
Just the versatility, the fact that he was able to do a couple seasons as a point guard just adds to his skill set. Whether we use him extended time, there remains to be seen. But it helps having guys that can do a lot of different things, particularly with our roster, the way it's built. That gives us flexibility. We're also considerably different. I mean, it's impossible to compare our team now to that team. Like, we have so many multiple ball handlers.
Yeah, you're thinking about back then, Marcos, Miami Heat. Back then, This was their opening day lineup.
Okay.
A
lot of ball handlers.
For 18-19.
Yep.
Jay Rich.
1.
Hassan Whiteside.
Can't count that.
Roddy Magruder.
Ooh.
Derrick Jones Jr. And then, of course, Goran Dragic. That was D-Wade's last season. If we go to the season beforehand, where he was, definitely looked upon in his early goings as J-Rich is going to be the man.
Yeah.
Like always start against the Magic. It's really breathtaking.
He was Rook 2, right? He wasn't Rook 1.
He was
one
Rook 2.
Yeah.
Because he was a second round pick.
Good defender.
Although he's had a better career than Justice Winslow.
I'll agree.
Deion Waiters.
Ooh.
Gogi.
Mm.
Kelly Olynyk. Hassan. J-Rich. Now, look, you got Gogi. Deion was out there for himself. And he was also, it really took Deion until like the second half of the season. This was a bad team.
Yeah.
Took him until and actually, now I'm thinking about it, this was Deion, bad ankle, on the new deal.
Mm. This is when he was feuding with them, or like
this is when he had his big run the year beforehand.
Oh, okay.
Comes in, thinks he's going to be that, and then never really got healthy, and then kind of became Fat Deion.
Yeah, that ankle just like never really healed.
But Gogi, of course, Gogi's going to be Gogi. He's great. But they didn't really go to Gogi in the clutch. It wasn't Gogi. They didn't try and go to Gogi at the end of games. They went to J-Rich, right?
Yep.
This situation, you're going to talk about, as Amy said, offense kind of runs through Bam because of the way he's a hub. He sets people up. He screens people open, does everything. Jimmy, who obviously will probably have the ball at the end of games, if it's not Tyler Herro. And Jimmy and Tyler both also are ball handlers, can create for others. The only guy you're not going to have on that starting lineup is going to be Kevin Love. And it's just not going to be as much pressure on J-Rich. And J-Rich was telling Barry Jackson that he's exclusively been a point guard in camp. So that wasn't the tip of the scale, Marcos. That wasn't what I was like, my antenna did not go up.
All right.
Until I heard this part from Eric Spoelstra. I was like, oh.
Whoever I have to designate, which I hate, point guard, two guards, it's a different language to me, right now. I do it to placate, the questions. It's not really how I view the game or how we're developing our game. And this has already been going on for a couple of years. But I understand it. I get it. Those are just very conventional terms. And I think the league is also starting to get away from those terms a little bit, particularly when you have a guy like Bam. We can literally run our whole offense through him if we needed to.
That was the thing where I was like, he's starting J-Rich. He's not going to start Kyle Lowry.
Why would they do that?
Because everybody on the team's got a little bit of unconventional to him. And this is not to get a dig at Kyle Lowry. It's just the facts. Like, Kyle Lowry is a traditional point guard. QB, that's what they brought him here for. But times have changed. Bam's got more experience. Tyler's got more experience. It's just not what it's not the training wheels that was needed back when Kyle Lowry was first brought here. Also, Kyle Lowry and Tyler Herro has not been a fit like a glove backcourt. It has not been the smoothest. And so I just feel you bring J, and also you have J-Rich there. I think it's a help defensively there on the wing, on things like that. So when I heard the whole, I don't like traditional positions, the flowers that he's throwing at J-Rich being in a much different position, spoke to me that Spo is leaning a backcourt that's going to start Josh Richardson. That's what I think. I don't know. I'm reading tea leaves. I'm looking between the lines. But that's what I deduced from hearing the head coach yesterday at practice.
I mean, I know we've been successful in the past, but do you think a team could be successful without a set, this is my point guard?
Yeah, a lot of teams don't go with just, hey, this is the table setter anymore.
Yeah.
Like, usually a guy is going to go out there. First of all, most of these guys are out there and they're chucking up a bunch of shots and they're, going to try and draw a lot of guys in. They're running pick and roll. They're going to go and try and go to the rim, kick out to a shooter, things like that. Like that whole, got to set everybody up in this spot tradition. It's just not that way anymore. So I think Kyle Lowry is going to be
generals.
Yeah, I think Kyle Lowry is going to be a floor general for the young guys off the bench. That's what I think he's going to be. I think
that's where we need him most.
For Jaquez, for Jovic, for Caleb, for all that. That's where I think he's going to. And Thomas Bryant. I think that's going to be his wheelhouse.
Jaquez. Pretty good handling the ball.
He did look good. I liked it. It's a bummer that he's banged up.
Yeah.
Not going to play tonight, but hopefully he'll be ready for the season. He sounded optimistic about that. We'll mix things up coming up next.
WQAM broadcasting live from the Ed Moore Sawgrass Auto Mall studio.
Shop massive savings on a massive Chevy inventory, all backed by
cat talk coming up here in just a bit. But you guys want to go meet Aaron Ekblad? He's going to be at Hollywood Collectibles on my birthday, October 28th. October 28th.
Look at that. You got a lot going on your birthday.
I know. Got
Big
Tyson
fight.
Fury versus Francis Ngannou.
Yeah.
So if you guys want to go meet Aaron Ekblad, all you got to do, text the word Panthers to 20357. Panthers to 20357. We are giving away a photo op and autograph with number 5 from your Ice Cats. Okay. So text the word Panthers to 20357 and you could win a chance to meet and get an autograph and photo with Aaron Ekblad. If you don't win, you still can go. October 28th at Hollywood Collectibles on Sterling Road in Dania Beach. Collectibles. Mix it up here, Marcos.
Let's do it. All righty then. A lot of good stuff in this mix bag. I'm not gonna lie to you. Let's start off with something lighthearted and happy, something that brings us all of us joy.
Good time. I don't know what that was.
What was that? I was very confused by that. I was like, what British just happened? I don't know. Mike McDaniel.
I love him.
Not sure if you witnessed, but his mic'd up.
Oh, it was Goosey's.
So good.
It was good.
So good.
Goosey's.
He started off giving us Goosey's right off the back. Zach Thomas.
Love him.
Gold jacket.
Yep.
Hall of Famer.
Yep.
This is how you greet a Hall of Famer when you're Mike McDaniel and you run across Zach Thomas.
Oh, gold jacket!
Have a great day, Coach. Hey, I got my smelling salt out. I'm ready to go. I got my smelling salt out.
Woo! Look at that.
That's good. Oh,
Yeah, gold jacket!
gold jacket.
Love that. Guy's the best, man.
Did you know what I love about him is at the end of that thing where he just gives the fins up to the fans as he's running off the field. Who's having a better time than Mike McDaniel?
Literally no one.
No one's having a better time at their job right now than Mike McDaniel.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah,
weren't we supposed to do smelling salts?
Yeah, man, we got a lot of things.
We were supposed to do that.
Yeah, for sure.
Write that down, JFig. We got to do the smelling salts next week.
Oh,
smelling salts from a birth. Instead of beer, instead of a keg show, we do a smelling salt show.
I don't like how this progressed. I got a little bit more from there if you're interested.
Of course.
Mike and McDaniel had an interaction. He's enjoying his job. Sometimes as a referee, you don't enjoy your job. You make a couple mistakes, right? But one thing that Mike McDaniel values over any mistake that you can make is a little accountability.
Mm-hmm.
This is his interaction with the referees.
Coach, we held you up last time because I wasn't in position to work.
Whoa.
Like,
Whoa. Are we trying to have personal accountability right now? I love it.
no, I wasn't in position
Yeah.
because we had
It's all good.
each other's
Yeah.
spot. And
100%.
That's why I kind of held it and didn't want to go too quick.
Got
I
it.
didn't- So, that sucks. Just
Hey.
so you know why we did it.
Hey, that's why you guys are great.
Look at
What a
that,
delight.
dude. Way to play the refs, too.
What a
You know,
delight.
you gotta-
Yeah, you gotta suck up to him a little bit.
For sure. Imagine Bill Belichick. Oh, look at it. Oh, look at that. Can't believe you missed that last time.
It's a terrible Belichick.
Yeah,
It's like right up there with your Godfather.
We didn't tell you it all. So good. It's getting better, I think. All right. Let's get tough. You want to get tough? Not Mario Cristobal tough. No. This is
That's tough.
a different kind of tough here. As you know, there is a big UFC card this weekend, sir.
Yes.
What time is that UFC card? I heard it's like at a weird time, like daytime. Is that true? Or
You know what? You might be right, dude. It's at Abu Dhabi. So Fight Island sometimes. I think that usually that is at 6. Let me see. You could be correct.
I see 2 p.m. here, but I don't know what 2 p.m. Like, I don't know what 2 p.m. Is it my 2 p.m.? Their 2 p.m.?
It says, main card at 2 o'clock.
Does that mean noon? Like, we're starting things off with undercard at noon?
Yeah, probably.
Whoa.
Probably.
That's amazing. Is that not amazing?
It's a great PSA. Listen. I used to not like that, but then I got old and washed, and the more I got old and washed, the more I liked middle of the day fighting.
Wow. So this is me transitioning to old and washed. Is what
the old love early starts. It says prelim start at 10 a.m.
What?
Yep.
That is amazing. Well, one of the main bouts that everyone's interested I'm gonna try this. Islam Makhachev versus Alexander Volkanovski. No, that's easy. That's really
Yeah, pretty good.
The other one though, I don't know. It's
Hamzat Shamaev and they go a little bit weird with I go Kamaru, but I think it's Kamaru.
No,
Usman.
Don't do this to me, A-Chan. I've had
But
enough.
I think it is. I think he accepts Kamaru Usman, but I think it's also. I think the proper way is Kamaru Usman.
Right. So this is what it's become: Islam versus Volk, and Makhachev versus Usman. We just skip all the hard parts. Nonetheless, Volk wanted to send a message after taking this fight on just 12 days' notice. He doesn't think his opponent would do the same.
One thing I want to say is put it this way, 100% if the roles were reversed, this fight is not happening. I don't care what anyone says. He's not fighting on 12 days notice. So he needs to remember that.
Wow.
I love it.
You think that's true?
That's hard to say. That's hard to say.
He was already going to fight, so I guess.
That's hard to say. We don't, it's funny, man. Makhachev had such a interesting rise to the title because he was supposed to fight Beneil Dariush, which was supposed to be a top opponent, but he won the belt without beating anybody even in the top 10. He beat Bobby Green on short notice and then just absolutely throttled Charles Oliveira.
Yeah, what was Charles Oliveira was in ranked top 10 when he throttled him?
No, but like that, but he was already the champion, so he beat him as the champion.
Yeah, I feel that.
So,
did he get it?
I don't know if
Oliveira didn't make weight or something like that. Wasn't there some sort of? Because I felt like
Oliveira did miss weight by half a pound. I don't remember if that was the fight that he got stripped. I feel like Gaethje was the fight that he might have lost.
Yeah, I think you're right. Yeah,
you might be right. But Charles Oliveira was supposed to fight this fight.
Yeah, and he was good, man. I remember he had a couple finishes where he was like jumping on people.
He was great. I mean, he also had such a resurgence because he started off kind of a dicey, and then he moved up to lightweight and just was like wreaking havoc. And it was out striking guys, and he pulled
out of this because of injury.
He missed weight against Gaethje.
Yeah,
won the fight, beat Gaethje by rear naked choke. He already beat Poirier. That's how he defended his belt. He won it vacantly against Michael Chandler. And then he fought Islam for the vacant belt, which was technically everybody was like, "Oh, Charles is the champion."
Yeah.
But Islam won, and Islam killed him. Islam buzzsawed him in 2 rounds. The thing that was interesting, though, so Oliveira comes back, he beats Beneil Dariush, but it was not that long. What are we talking? October. So we're basically talking a calendar year since they last fought. And I was like, I just couldn't get excited for it. I'm like, my co-host Sean Levine on top, he goes, "Ooh, he's Charles Oliveira." I'm like, cool, dude. I saw the fight. It wasn't very long ago. This wasn't Leon versus Usman, where there was years that passed, and even then, Usman got the best of him basically up until that last second head kick.
Yeah, it's kind of like
Volkanovski,
Crawford, where you're like, I've seen enough.
Right, exactly. It is very much like that. But Volkanovski, it was a really close fight.
He was
and
robbed.
A lot of people thought that Volkanovski won that fight. He ended the fight on top.
Yep.
So I'm very excited. I don't know if Makhachev would have fought this on 12 days notice, but doesn't matter. They're fighting and I can't wait.
True. Should be good. And it's a nooner.
A nooner, dude.
It's pretty good.
Give me one more here in the mixed bag.
Sure. For the last one, do you want to be annoyed or potentially overjoyed?
What is the overjoyed about?
Donovan McNabb recently spoke on the Eagles offense and just kind of calls them inconsistent.
I'll take that.
All right.
It's been so inconsistent each and every week. And I go back to before I can't say argument or maybe the complaint from A.J. Brown about not being more involved in the offense and getting the ball.
Yeah.
I go to that because I've seen it before. I understand it. I know as a quarterback, don't want to be involved in it. But what I'm seeing is offensive play calls are being more catered to try to feature instead of establishing a tempo and a consistency from running the football, play action game, quick game to be able to spread the ball around. Devontae Smith is not getting. I don't care what nobody say. He ain't getting involved in this offense.
All right. So a little forewarning from an Eagles great that not all is well in Birdland.
You saw they signed Julio Jones.
Yeah, seems
great.
unnecessary.
Also, I'm kind of like Julio is good, but I mean, yeah, Like, what has he really done recently? Should I be scared about that? Because I heard someone say immediately, this is the best wide receiver group in the NFL. And I was like, I don't know, dude. I think
Where was that person from? Philly?
You got a pot of Leroy who
Leroy's
decided to
I didn't even see
pop up out of nowhere.
Hey,
Leroy!
What's up? Is that person from Philly?
That
was McNabb.
Yeah.
No. I'm talking about the person say we got the best wide receiver.
Oh,
group.
yeah.
Of course.
who
Ain't
knew
nobody
that?
else gonna say that.
Yeah, I've got a couple Eagles fans that are peacocking around here.
Oh man, they are.
Oh, isn't Trevor? Trevor's from Philly.
Trevor's one. My
Trevor.
tapped out producer Jake, he's an Eagles fan.
Just an Eagles fan. They'll let you know.
He just like says "Go Birds" at the most random times. Just like I don't
Go
say
Birds.
goodbye. Yeah, I'm just like, all right, enough, dude.
Reminds you of the Roll Tide.
You know what? Say, let me introduce you to my friend, J Fig.
All right, we'll take a quick break. A little cat talk coming on up, and you'll play that sound that might annoy me as well. That's coming up.
1, 2, 3.
All right. Welcome back, everybody. Tobin and Leroy. Taking you up until 2 here on the program. Leroy's back. How is Cleveland, Leroy?
In greats.
Wow. Why?
Beat San Francisco. They complain about the coach.
What?
Yeah.
How so?
I don't know. I'm like you guys are
Out
idiots.
Deshaun Watson too.
Yeah. Who's probably going to play this week?
Oh, is he?
Yeah, because he's doing interviews. So.
Oh yeah, that usually is a sign. If he's doing media today. Tua speaks today.
Right.
Tua speaks. Dolphins will be at the practice field soon. They did just release, by the way. Get a little breaking news. Here's some headlines brought to you by the new Palmetto Ford Truck Super Center. Why buy your truck at a car store? Palmetto Ford.
We know trucks.
Raheem Mostert was named AFC Offensive Player of the Week.
Look at that. It's like another one every week, huh?
Not very shocking. But that running back room's got a lot of hardware.
Just be their award.
Yeah.
Just be their award right now. But yeah, man. That's getting some cat talk here, which is brought to us by our friends over at...
What flavor? What flavor? Let me see the flavor.
Ooh.
There it is.
Cosmic
Fruit
vibe.
punch, baby. Fruit
Whoa.
punch.
Yes.
Oh, man. So there you go. Cats will have their home.
Oh, Red Solo Cup.
I fill you up. The Panthers open up their season at home tomorrow.
Marcos looks like the old uncle that's always gonna have a little something in the Red Solo Cup when he go over to the there it is.
The Panthers open up their home schedule tomorrow. They 1-2 after their road trip to start the season,
which is a joke. Damage is
done. Damage is done. I did want to mention this though. This is really cool because he does a lot of great charity work, and that's Sasha Barkov. Sasha Barkov yesterday was at Joe DiMaggio Children's Hospital, and he presented him with a check for $97,600 to the Joe DiMaggio Children's Hospital Foundation. Visited some kids yesterday. He does a lot of that. Does some really, really great work. He's going to donate, according to the Panthers press release, he's going to donate $1,600 for each goal he scores and $800 for each assist he has during the regular season and playoffs. And he gets a lot of those.
Wow.
Yep.
That's like 150 games.
Yep. He's now contributed over $300,000 to the Children's Hospital since their alliance began before the 2019-20 season. And really, really cool. So great by Sasha Barkov. Great job by the Panthers captain. He is a great representation of the organization. And yeah, just great work by them, man. I want to give a shout out to Barky. Does awesome work.
Does.
Awesome work.
A lot of athletes, it's good to see them doing stuff in the community and kind of getting a personal relationship with South Florida.
Wow, man. Other headlines. Would you like to Marcos teased us last hour. He said that there would be some sound that annoyed me, but I never got to because we ran out of time in the mixed bag. Would you like to hear it?
Yeah, anything that annoys you, I'm all for.
Let's hear what's happening, Marco.
This is Senor Keeps Receipts, as he's known in the Northeast. Robert Saleh.
Oh no!
Yeah, he had some comments on how the newly named, I didn't know this is his nickname, AR. That's what they're calling him up north. How he's healing. Apparently, it's ridiculous.
Coached Richard Sherman, who was coming off his Achilles. I've got friends who have had Achilles injuries, and what he's doing, according to them, is absolutely ridiculous. For him to be walking already, I wouldn't put anything past him. You know, he is a big believer in manifestation, and you are who you think you are, and you become what you think about. And he is willing himself to return faster than what you're supposed to be.
Okay. Again, we set this here. We set this up beforehand by me telling you this. There's different levels, right?
Yes, but in fairness, they did say, Leroy, like he said when this happened, that his season was over. Like they thought that he was donezo.
Because he had to have Achilles surgery.
Yeah, but like now it kind of like now they're making it seem like whether you're right or wrong, they're making it seem like he's coming back from the full ski. That he's
and they making it sound like he's just different than everybody else, which is no, dude. There's certain injuries that you have that it just doesn't work that way, right? Like, I mean, Adrian Peterson ran for 2,000 yards after missing 9 months on a knee, right? Like, that's the thing that I can maybe is even close, but we ain't there yet. So I would, if in a month or in 2 months, you say Aaron Rodgers is going to play the last 4 or 5 games, talk to me then. But because he's walking and tossing the ball, and he pretty much said it on TV yesterday, that it would be a lot worse if it was his right Achilles because that's his plant foot. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So I love when I'll just do this all the time.
Yeah, but was he going to go out like a flamingo?
What do you mean?
Just keep one up.
Just keep one up. Little tap, little
no,
tap.
But I'm just saying, as far as levels of
like pressure,
being able to perform your job when you get back,
he's probably going to be
quick. It's easier to do it if it's the plant. It's not the plant foot, right?
Mm-hmm.
The push off foot.
Yeah,
that would put more stress on it.
Yeah, that did annoy me, Marcos. You were right.
That's fair.
Congratulations.
That's fair. Understandable.
One thing that's going to annoy you coming on up, because we got to get to 15 minutes of Game Day Uncensored, is some Tyreek Hill slander. Ooh. So we'll get to that coming on up. Plus, the Miami Dolphins have a big day of practice. Jalen Ramsey making his Dolphins regular season practice debut.
Yes.
What is that going to mean as a game changer for this Fins defense? Back after this.
Florida Lexus dealers 15 minutes of game day uncensored.
Let's go! Sponsored by South Florida Lexus Dealers. Experience amazing.
All right, welcome back. Tobin and Leroy here with you. And we're taking you up until 2 here on the program. Got Rats Off a Ship coming up in about 10 minutes. We will decide where our rats go. Rats off our grill.
We call that a hot rat.
My wife yesterday, I played her this clip. She's like, "What's wrong with you?"
You know what I say when my wife asks me that? It's Tobin's fault.
It was 2 things. It was, first of all, she's like, "Did you have to tell people we had a rat problem?" And then second of all, I was like, "Well, I share my life. I mean, that's what we do. I mean, that's part of the gig. You know, you do this. You talk for 4 hours a day. We're going to talk about the things that happen in our life." And the Tobins had a rat problem 2 years ago. And there was 2 of them. One was living in my grill because at one time I put on the igniter, ran out with his little rat ass on fire.
You? Hey, it seemed like he had residual effects from that rat, right? Because he didn't even hesitate.
I thought about it last night when I was grilling. I was like, "Oh man."
You did wait, every time you open the grill, do you go like this?
Sometimes.
Oh
yeah.
Sometimes. I mean, I know he wasn't there anymore, but like definitely made me think about it yesterday when I was
Why don't you you got a cover on your grill?
Yeah, it didn't matter. Yeah, true. Rats are I'll tell you about rats. They can get in places.
Yep.
They can get in places. Yeah. Anyway, so she was mad about that, but you know, she'll get over it. One person who's not over something, Christopher Mad Dog Russo, because yesterday Stephen A. Smith was making the case yesterday that Tyreek Hill should be in the MVP conversation, and that he's not only that, but he should be among the all-time greats. And he was throwing the names of Randy Moss, Jerry Rice around. This offended Christopher Mad Dog Russo. That how dare you say that he's in the class of Jerry Rice? And you know, the old don't like the new thing going around, the legends. So here was Mad Dog Russo this morning on First Take.
All right, Chris, do you agree with Stephen A. that Tyreek Hill is already among the all-time great wide receivers?
Well, he somehow forgot Don Hudson. I don't know how you did that, Green Bay in the late 40s. He was great.
Yeah, we all remember him from the late what?
30s and 40s.
Late 30s and 40s, yeah.
You cannot compare him to Jerry Rice. What are you kidding me? Rice was an 11-time All-Pro. You know how many yards receiving he had?
22,895.
200. How many touchdowns? 222.
22 touchdowns. I'm sorry. He's had 500. I'm sorry. I apologize. 197 touchdowns.
He got 197 touchdowns.
Yeah.
He's 11-time All-Pro. He played 20 seasons. He was a Super Bowl MVP. Stop fixing your tie.
Right.
He's a Super Bowl MVP, and you're going to sit there. Listen, he's a nice little player, Hill, and he's fast. He's a fast.
He's more than a nice little
He's a good player. I'm not going to dispute that.
Yeah.
Don't.
Is he an immortal?
No. Here a little list, okay? Here are the top 5 players in the history of the NFL
Okay, don't give
outside
me,
of quarterback.
No, only after the 70s.
Fair.
Okay, don't go 30s.
Well, Jim Brown.
50s.
I got to give you Jim Brown.
Okay, fine.
Walter Payton.
Keep going.
No.
Lawrence Taylor.
Yep.
Yes.
Jerry Rice. Now I'm putting him in. Forget the quarterbacks. You are putting him in that kind of category. Do you put Tyreek Hill in the top 5 players in the history of the NFL?
Tyreek,
he's great. I mean, no.
Tyreek.
Do you put him there, Stephen? No. You do not. So I know you're trying to get me a little agitated today. 10 o'clock. Happy birthday.
Right.
That's absurd.
Okay.
That's ridiculous.
I mean,
so here's the deal. As much as I love Walter Payton,
yep,
he's barely, I don't even know if he's top 5 running backs.
Wow.
He's good. He was
good. No, I'm not taking that away from him, but
he's no Barry Sanders.
No, he ain't Barry Sanders. He wasn't O.J. Simpson.
Devon
He ain't no
Chan.
juice.
He's not
Devon A. Chan.
I
love sweetness, but you know what's sweet? Devon A. Chan. Speed. Most of it.
So I don't know, while he poking holes in.
I mean, look, Tyreek Hill's not going to play 20 years. He's already hinted that he wants his career to maybe end at the end of this contract. So you're not going to – he's almost – I mean, he'll probably eclipse 10,000 yards this year, I think.
Yeah.
For his career.
Yeah.
He'll probably have a couple rings when it's said and done too.
Yeah, if he wins, I mean, if he wins, let me tell you something. If Tyreek, first of all, any of these Dolphins that win Super Bowls, they're going to be able to eat at Bo Campers for the rest of their life for free.
Look at that.
Second of all,
Hey,
um,
no. Hey,
Hmm?
I'm gonna tell you like this.
what?
I know Kim. No,
Never
they
mind.
ain't. No, they ain't. That you out here telling whoppers now.
They're allowed to be eaten. I will not allow them to pay for a meal at the Citadel for the rest of their life.
Okay. Yeah. All right. There you go. 'Cause,
And he can use my code after he wins.
That's right. That's right. Oh, which by the way is back.
Yeah.
I didn't know it was back for the preseason. I was excited about that.
Oh, it's back for preseason.
No, I'm hopefully using it tomorrow.
Hopefully.
Let's go Heat.
I haven't eaten no pizza in a while.
I don't know, dude. I mean, like, look, Tyreek Hill is the most dynamic player in the league. I mean, he is. I mean, I get, the people want to say, oh, Justin Jefferson or, Devontae Adams or Stephon Diggs, but there's just something about the fear that guy has just being on the field with how fat, especially now that they're using him in motion and stuff like that. It's just like,
here's the thing. It's
so scary when he's out there, dude. And I honestly feel like, his first year with the Dolphins, he had a career high. So it's not like he's peaking. If everybody thinks he's lost a step, he's putting up better numbers than ever.
Here's the deal. When you think about Tyreek versus other players, the only other player that I saw could just run by anybody whenever they wanted to was Randy Moss. Like, I don't think people realize how fast that dude was. But it's like, it doesn't matter who it is with Tyreek. Like, oh my goodness. Like, them hammies are being stretched all throughout the defensive secondary.
Oof.
So he is the thing that separates Tyreek and Randy from a lot of guys is their ability to adjust and catch the ball. Like, most fast guys got to run, you got to hit them in the breadbasket, or they ain't gonna be able to adjust and catch it. Right? Their ball skills, right? Those are phenomenal also. But I think it's hard comparing players because people do it so differently. Like, Emmitt Smith did it differently than Barry Sanders.
Yeah.
And so like, we comparing two guys that had different situations.
Absolutely. I mean, longevity is such an impressive thing. And look, Jerry Rice wasn't a dynasty. I mean, like, that's another thing he's the best. He's probably the best player of a dynasty.
Which at some thought had the best quarterback to ever play. Right.
Yes.
So how does that play in? I would say that some of that goes to Tyreek. Tyreek played with Mahomes.
He played with Mahomes and maybe is playing, and now is by a lot is playing with one of the best quarterbacks in the league. So he's had good quarterbacks.
And Randy's best year. Imagine if he had played 10 years in New England.
I think she'd be like, "Hey, I put up 150 with Teddy Bridgewater when he was washed."
But you see what I'm saying?
What
if Randy had Tom Brady for 10 years?
Oh my God!
Yeah,
right. But that's what these other guys have had, right? That's what basically these other guys have had.
It was crazy looking back because we were talking about the MVP thing, right? Because obviously, quarterbacks are always going to be the head of that. So it's a quarterback award.
Yeah,
but like we were looking back at 98 and Randall Cunningham got more. Randy got a vote. He's the last wide receiver to get a vote for the award. But Randall Cunningham got more. Now he didn't win, but he got more from that team.
Yeah.
And I don't know, who would you say you were on that team? Would you say Randy was most valuable?
Oh, dude. Like, it's something to line up and play football and see the defense hyperventilate over where one guy on the field is. You only see that so often. They don't even really do that with Tyreek, right? But because the thing that Mike McDaniel does is he makes it difficult for you to keep focus on one guy.
Well, it's even with Tyreek. Yeah, I think Tyreek does have that Randy Moss quality of making guys have event. Like, even with you think to the Dolphins game with Diggs, it's like, yeah, I think Cater will beat him eventually. You know, like they didn't have, like maybe they should have because he beat him like a drum, but they didn't. There wasn't a sense of panic from the Dolphins defense in that game over Diggs.
Right. People panic over Tyreek. Where is he? What is he doing? Or whatever. And not realizing they got 2 or 3 other dudes that run fast like that too.
Yeah, crazy. That 98 team was good though.
Oh,
good.
Everybody got listen. That was
I'm looking at this,
one of the, everybody ate.
I'm looking at this Don Hudson, by the way.
Oh yeah, let's see this.
What are you doing? You really wait a minute. You really looked up somebody in the 1940s? Minus one for effort.
No face mask on top.
No face mask.
Trying too hard.
Look
And
at
wait.
What
My
do you-
favorite.
he was
My
on the-
favorite is how he throws that out just nonchalantly, like, and then Molly pulled the old.
I was thinking about Don Hudson.
Wait, remember Molly pulled the old. What was the my cousin Vinny and only Mrs. Roberts. Only after the 70s.
He did put up 1,200 yards in an 11-game season one year.
What?
Very impressive. I didn't know that. 17 touchdowns.
First of all, I didn't know they threw it that much.
That's what I'm saying.
110 yards a game for old Don Hudson.
Yeah,
who can forget the season of 42?
Keep in mind, hey, also,
that's pretty good.
OJ got his 2012 games or 14?
Yes, 14.
14. Right. So,
Let's take a look at my boy Don. I went to Google just to see what he looked like.
So what does Tyreek have?
Dude, come on. That looks like Tree.
He has zero pads. Zero pads on.
Zero pads.
Right now,
That
Tyreek
looks
Hill.
like Tree. It really does.
Tyreek Hill, so far for the season, has 814 yards in 6 games. 6 games? 6 games, right?
Yep. 6 games, 5-1. Yeah.
Okay. How many yards? 814. Don Hudson, the years that Tyreek Hill, in just 6 games, because there's never been a season where Don Hudson, the fewest games he ever played was 9.
All right.
Tyreek Hill has had more yards in his 6 games than Don Hudson has had in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So half of his career seasons, he's already passed.
Wow.
Game
has changed.
In Don Hudson's final season, he played.
Yeah, the game has changed. Tree don't play wide receiver no more. Oh, wait, hold on. Time out. It was the 1940s, right?
Wow.
There was no black wide receivers.
30s and 40s.
30s and 40s.
His first
no
season
black
was
wide receiver.
1940.
So we talking about what? So now you're talking
Court.
about Jason Sehorn and Tree out there out wide.
Oh, Ethan Bonner would have feasted back then. Dude. That's when I could have been one of the greats. Take a quick break.
And with Ethan Bonner, he would have fit right in. Intangibles.
Hot router, Ethan. Get out there.
Fly like the wind.
Take a break. Rats off a ship is next.
Rats off a ship.
Rats off a ship.
All right. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. It is Tobin and Leroy here with you on 560 WQAM. Oh, hello, Jennifer.
Hello, Jennifer.
Hello, guys.
Whose jersey are you wearing? Birdman?
Yes. I was going to say take a wild guess, but yeah.
I figured. Before we get to Rats Off a Ship, I want to let you guys know that if you guys want to win an autograph and photo op with Panthers great Aaron Ekblad, text the word Panthers to 20357. That's Panthers to 20357, and you could win that autograph and photo op courtesy of Hollywood Collectibles. If you don't win, you can still go. Aaron Ekblad is going to be at Hollywood Collectibles on Sterling Road in Dania Beach on October 28th. Giving out photo ops and autographs. Tickets are on sale now at HollywoodCollectibles.com. What do we got today, J Fig, for Rats Off a Ship?
Zach Lowe saying this year's Miami Heat City Edition jerseys will inspire world record levels of eye rolling everywhere outside of South Florida.
What?
Well, wait.
What?
Wait. So, first of all, me and Tobes have seen them.
Yes, we've seen them.
Whoa!
Wow, thanks.
And
where did you get this
and I'm gonna tell you what we're gonna say. I'm gonna tell you what we're gonna say after they're revealed.
What?
We're gonna say they hate us because they ain't us.
Okay. Okay.
So just remember,
yes,
this is what's gonna happen.
Zach Lowe is saying that everyone else is going to roll their eyes at the Miami Heat.
Roll
Right.
their eyes. Okay,
But-
okay. What does this mean?
Now I need to know what they look like.
Just think of look. Just
Here.
think of the idea. The
Look
one
at
that
the chat. Look at the chat.
yeah.
Does it say culture?
Yeah, what's leaked all over the internet is they're going to have culture on them.
Oh,
and everyone's
look
so
at that.
sick of Heat culture and culture.
Yes.
I mean,
Are our trophies on there?
I don't know.
Oh,
I don't remember. I cannot confirm nor deny.
I
The point is,
like that. Being coy.
the point is, Zach Lowe just rats off a ship on him in general. He had his league pass rankings, and he had the Heat like 22nd of the most watchable teams in the league. So I'm just gonna tell Zach Lowe, why don't you go ahead and watch your little Hornets games, who you ranked higher than the Miami Heat in watchability?
Okay, so here's what we're saying. We're not attacking the topic. We're attacking the person.
Yeah, enough of
Okay, I'm rats off a ship too.
Rats off a ship. And JJ
Rats off a ship.
J-Fig?
I'm rats off a ship too. The only thing I'm rolling my eyes at is you.
Rats off a ship.
Wow.
Marcos?
Yeah. I thought you were talking about you for a second. I was like, oh, coming in.
Oh,
strong.
no.
J-Fig got some big old eyeballs too.
And they know how to roll. They know how to roll.
Yeah.
Rats off
They're
a ship.
famous for rolling.
Rats off a ship.
I want to see those jerseys.
Hey, why? Can I ask a question?
Yeah.
Why, after every Sunday, I go on to Twitter and there's a melee at one of these stadiums?
Every weekend.
Actually, there has been increased violence this season. That's a report that came out.
Really?
Yep.
That's a report that came out.
Yeah, that was
We didn't need a damn report.
Ballsack, I think, posted that one. Let me check.
Yeah, people can't behave, dude. I don't know what's going on there. What's number 2, J-Fig?
Dabo Swinney saying Clemson fans need to lower their expectations.
Oh, really?
Rats off a ship. Very convenient that.
Yeah,
he wants to say
you
that
can't
this-
play both sides of it.
Rats off
Yeah,
a ship.
dude. And by the way, you want to know who wouldn't lower their expectations?
Oh,
God.
Oh, that's right. You know, you were built in his name, image, and likeness.
We built this program in God's name, image, and likeness.
It's a different
Well,
kind of
last time I checked, God couldn't throw for 300. So you better deal what you got to deal with on this earth and do God's work after the football game.
We built this program on NIL. We really did. It's probably different than what you're thinking, though. We built this program in God's name, image, and likeness.
-1.
He really thought
It
he
just
did.
it sounds worse when you hear it coming from his mouth, right? So can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
When the athlete says thank God, does the other person can't say thank God because he lost?
I don't know. I mean, I know, like
they make it sound like God is rewarding us with a win.
Listen, I know Sandy Alcantara. He thanks God, win or loss. He thanked him every Cy Young. He would start off his press conference thanking God, and even his in this year where there was a lot of stinkers, he was thanking God.
Yeah, he was like, "Thank God. Why don't they hit home runs for me?"
Nobody says, "Hey." Nobody says thank God after a golden sombrero.
Anytime Dabo Swinney is going to be a rats off a ship topic, you bet your
rats
ass
off a ship. Yeah,
Rats off a ship.
I'm rats off a ship. He tries too hard to be something that
rats off a
nobody
ship.
wants him to be. Right? Nobody cares about that.
Nope. J-Fig, what about your rats?
They're jumping off the ship.
Rats off a ship.
Marcos.
Same clean sweep.
Rats off a ship.
Rats off a ship.
What's number 3, J-Fig?
Clown costumes.
Oh.
Let me tell you something. I think the funniest commercial out there is, what do you say? What do you call a guy with face paint that can't get the game? A clown.
A clown. That being said, they're terrifying. I'm rats off a ship on clown costumes.
You don't like clowns?
No, I don't like clowns. Who
Let
does?
me tell you something.
Rats off a ship.
Here's what I hate about the whole thing.
Jimbo Fisher does.
Clown acts.
Why do clowns have to go out of their way to look totally creepy, right? Like they walk up behind you with the crazy look. Hey, dude, back up. Right? Y'all ever see the video of the guy sitting in the chair and he was scaring people when they come up to his door and one guy took him out?
We had those clowns that came in here the other day. I don't know if you were here or not.
Yeah.
I was here.
No, he was here. We were walking in the hallway and they just got in our faces.
I don't like that. I don't like
First of all, here's what I also don't like. I hate any costume where the people don't talk.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
So I hate the mascots. Like, you can't talk.
They're also trying to stay in character, Leroy. They're trying to do their job.
What does talking have to do with it?
It reveals.
What's
up? It's out of character.
I guess. Any time I'm in see one of these little creatures and they don't talk, like I'm like, oh, whatever. Like I say, what's up? And he goes, I'm like, no, dude, get away from me.
Where are your rats?
I'm not rats off a ship. I like seeing people's reactions whenever they see a clown. So
no, what if a clown walk up on you?
What is it gonna do?
Better not be a bird clown.
Oh,
it should be a bird clown.
No, you don't find clowns to like. They're just annoying to me. Not creepy.
No, just get out of my space. You know, we're good.
But that's the whole point. Clowns.
I will help you get into other people's faces.
So you'll assist
as long as it's not you. You like
of course, yeah.
What about you, Marcos?
I think clowns, which were originally supposed to be happy and fun, are now more known for being creepy and scary.
Agreed.
Like it
What
used
I
to be.
don't like are the ones that are in the street. Don't like that.
Yeah, but they gave me a scholarship though.
Sounds like more and more
clown.
Sounds like more and more you dwell on this, J-Fig. It sounds like more and more your rats are off a ship on clowns.
Right.
No, just one. Those that.
Oh, so you got a specific clown.
Remember
like,
that trend where everybody? No, remember where everybody would go into the streets and just randomly attack cars wearing clown costumes.
Yeah, that was a trend. One of these Halloween.
Didn't like that.
That's fair.
What's number 4, J-Fig?
Did Marcos finish? I'm so sorry, Marcos.
No, I said I'm actually not rats off a ship because they're the only one who offered me a full scholarship. So kudos to them.
Oh man, it was a big step. He would have been the first frog to go to college. Rip.
Hello, my darling. Hello, my sunshine gal.
Number 4, J-Fig.
Caleb Williams reportedly wanting ownership of team that drafts him.
Why are you laughing at that?
Let me tell you why. Hey, Caleb Williams will soon learn there's a difference in being rich and being wealthy. Right?
So your rats off a ship on a basket?
Like you can make 100 million, right?
Yep.
These guys are worth 2,000 and 3,000 million. and they can survive without you.
So you rats up a ship on his ass?
Yes.
I'm not rats up a ship.
Whoever put this in his head I'm rats off a ship on.
Well, there was a thing there was a thought that Aaron Rodgers got some ownership in the Jets.
Aaron Rodgers!
Which, by the way, I still believe, because I don't believe Aaron Rodgers gave up $35 million out of nowhere.
It's Aaron
Don't believe
Rodgers.
I don't know.
Rodgers.
I don't know.
So you think? Wait.
I don't have a problem with it.
Think of all of the quarterbacks that have come into this league.
Yep.
Right? You think he's the one that can make this demand?
He's good.
Honestly, I think it just depends on what team he goes to. I mean, obviously the Panthers.
You pretty much know where he's going. There's 4 teams. You know he's going to one of them. Here's the kicker, though. If you're Carolina, let me ask you a question. If you're Carolina, do you want to lose and get that first pick so you can get 3 or 4 first-round picks to trade it, and then you really build your team for the future?
Doesn't hurt.
Nope.
Doesn't hurt. That being said, I'm not rats off a ship. You know what? You miss 100% of the shots you don't take. Good for
You're
Caleb
an
Williams.
Idiot.
J-Fig?
You sold me with that quote. Yeah, do what you will. Dream big. Do that. Not rats off a ship.
You can
dream big.
You can dream big. Okay, but the reality of what this young man wants, we talking about different types of money, right? We talk about different types of money, multi-billionaires. Now, let's think of this. The average team is worth what? 2.3 billion, right? A rookie contract goes for what, 30? 25, 30, which is 0.01%. Your whole contract is worth 0.01% of the cheapest NFL team.
It says right now, Forbes, this is from August, the average NFL team is now worth a record $5.1 billion.
Okay, no. So here, wait. So let me correct that. So your contract is 0.005.
Can't pay a running back, though.
I'm just saying.
That hurts.
Do you understand that? So who in the hell is going to give him, how much of a piece of a team is he going to get?
Little slice.
When his whole contract can't even buy 1%.
What if he gets traded?
Interesting.
That's going to be awkward at the owners' meeting.
Transferring, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, so he's going to be at the owners' meetings? Like, you can't own a team and play.
Oh.
Marcos, where are your rats?
Let's see. The Chicago Bears had the first pick. I wouldn't give them ownership of that as of right now. If the Cardinals get the first pick, though,
he get on some Cardinals.
I'll give him a little slice.
Of the Cardinals.
Wait, do you here's why you can't.
Little slice.
Any slice you give him would be worth twice as much as his contract.
It's the Cardinals, though. It's bad football.
We'll take a quick break. Final hour coming on up. welcome back. Tobin and Leroy here with you. 560 WQAM. Hey, Leroy, can we go to weather update from the Demesman and Dover Law Firm? Attorneys.com. Free consultations 24/7. Call them at 866-954-MORE.
You know what today is?
It's
Terrible day to be working indoors.
Interesting.
What
Yeah,
a lovely
I can tell
day.
from all the traffic.
It could be windy for us, not great for audio.
It's cool, a little breezy. Probably 10 to 15 mile an hour breezes, gusting a little bit higher than that. Winds are coming out of the west, I want to say. West, northwest. And right now it's got to be what, right around 80?
Marcos?
It is in Davie, Florida, where the weather center is located. 83 degrees.
Okay.
Plentiful sunshine. I've never seen that before. We have plentiful sunshine, and northeast is where they got the wind coming from. Northeast at 12 miles per hour.
All right. Not bad. He's a golfer, ladies and gentlemen.
He's a golfer.
All right. Mike McDaniel is at the podium.
Ooh.
He confirms Jalen Ramsey is back at practice.
Ooh.
I wonder how many weeks. You know what I mean?
Well, you get 21 days. So,
or are you going back on IR?
Yes.
Okay.
And that's Kaputski.
You got 21 days to play?
Yes.
Oh, I didn't know there was rules. I thought people were just willy-nilly with the IR.
No, I think you get eight spots. I think the Dolphins have used 6 of them.
Is this like a post-COVID thing, or am I just dumb?
No, it's a new thing.
They make up the rules willy-nilly. I don't know.
The NFL's really willy-nilly with their stuff.
But the bigger news, because Jalen Ramsey's not going to play this week. We know he's not going to play.
Right.
Connor Williams and Xavien Howard will not practice today.
That
still
is
day-to-day.
Alarming.
Now, Liam Eichenberg, he was good. He was good this past week. Forgot what
Oh, so you softened your.
No, he's got some back taxes.
Oh yeah,
he's got some back taxes.
He's in debt.
He owes. Old Tobe's petty IRS.
Yeah,
he's got some back taxes. He's got to.
Has anybody ever got out of it with you?
Out of Tobe's petty jail?
Yeah. Because I can't recall anybody that you mysteriously, after calling the bum, you know.
I have to think about that one.
What's a bum?
No, I can tell you. No, there hasn't been.
Oh,
I don't think so.
You can't say never. You guys don't know me.
Never.
You don't
I'm
know.
talking one that you just openly admitted. Oh, I was off. No, you usually try to find some BS way to wiggle out of it, but you have never just come out and said, "Oh, know what? Not a bum anymore."
Kevin Love. What about that one?
No, no.
I do like Kevin Love.
Yeah.
He seems like a nice man.
Okay, well.
And I didn't really have the appreciation when he played for the Cavaliers for that outlet pass.
If I see one more time that stupid full court pass and nobody does that like Kevin Love. Yeah, I get it.
We went from that to
in a lot of ways, Kevin Love is like a bra. Yep. He's there for support.
Love it.
Speaking of bras, when are you going to be in one, Tobin?
I would have already done it.
No.
I would have had it ordered and ready already. This guy's like, I want to get the real thing. So don't blame me.
And you always smelling salts.
I would have paid it
And
off
the
already.
smelling salts. And what happened to that play you never drew up, buddy?
Man, got a lot of stuff pending.
You're lashing out. First of all,
I have receipts.
you're lashing out. Smelling salts.
I'm not if she's asking.
I'm not.
That's another thing Leroy said.
trying to catch
You said you were going to get a smelling salt.
Where are the smelling salts,
Okay.
Leroy?
Right. So here's the deal. Next week, when are you getting back there?
I'll be back Monday.
Okay. Next
I'll be back
week.
Monday.
Next week, we're going bustier with smelling salts, but on different days.
Okay.
Different days. Okay.
By the way, did you guys? You were not here, Leroy. You were doing Cleveland, but did you hear Mike McDaniel ripping smelling salts with Zach Thomas? Here's the sound of that.
Oh, go Jacket!
Have a great day, Coach. Hey, I got my smelling salt out. I'm ready to go. I got my smelling salt out.
That's exactly how he would get smelling salts.
Go Jacket!
I'm a big smelling salts guy.
Woo! Hey, but wait. Here's what's funny. Zach is just being Zach, right? But Mike McDaniel sounds like a child. Go Jacket! Go
Oh, go Jacket!
But he does. Like, there's the funny meme of him like walking around, and there are people like Mike McDaniel looks like his dad left him in charge for the weekend.
Right.
Like that's what he just looks like.
Like Tommy Boy.
Yeah, he looks like he's just enjoying life as
having fun.
head coach.
But here's the thing. The thing about Mike McDaniel, he's so damn smart. Like, he is hidden behind all that talk and some of the silly things he says or whatever. That dude's so smart. Like, just how the ebbs and flow of a game and how he adjusts and the different calls and things like that. It's pretty cool to watch.
Mike McDaniel did say just now, he says, it's fair to say that there's a chance that Jalen Ramsey will play before the bye week.
When's the bye week?
Week 10. So it's this week. He's not going to play.
All right.
Eagles. Next week is Patriots.
Oh.
Then Germany.
And guess what? He ain't going to have much of a choice anyway. He's either going to have to play or be on IR.
He has to play. He has to play. No, he has to play.
Right, by then.
No, he has to play by the game after the bye week. That's the game he has to return.
Okay. Because
But
that's less than 21 days.
He's saying that he has to play. He has to play by the Raiders game, which is the game after the bye week.
Yeah, but that's more than 21 days.
I don't think it is.
If it started on Monday.
Well, it starts today.
Okay, started today.
Raiders game is November 19th. But are they doing business days, though? You know how those business days
bye
go.
week, does that count?
Got to do business days.
He's good.
Yeah, he's good.
No, he'd have to return for that game.
Yes.
But he's saying that he could return before that.
Because I think he has to.
No, but he could return for practice days during the bye week. Like, he could be off the list. I would love some old Jalen Ramsey schnitzel. Let's go. Little Germany Jalen Ramsey.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Hey,
dude.
I'm sad he's not available now.
Hey. Potty mouth.
What?
Make sure you include the end.
Okay.
We can't leave you just loose and out there with the English language because
we got a couple of games tonight. Heat, they return to the hardwood against the Brooklyn Nets. I'll be boots on the ground today at the Kaseya Center. It's first time since the red, white, and pink game. So boots on the ground tonight. Looking forward to that. 7:30
Tell
tip
Ben
off.
Simmons I said hi.
I will.
Leroy.
Should I do the thing today where I take video of him shooting threes and just bricking a bunch?
Oh yeah.
Or is that just classless?
That's pretty much classless. Because
went to
guess what?
practice.
I'll tell you what.
In the last 3 years, with this guy not playing no basketball, he's still made $30 million a year. So
let me tell you something about old Tobes.
Mhm.
I make a warm up look good. I make some good footage.
Yeah,
I don't think I've ever had somebody miss a shot in a warm up.
Yeah,
Everybody on the Heat looks like Ray Allen. They're like, wow, Dwayne Dedman. He's really got his shot down.
Bothers me when I see the game. I'm like, what? Tobin's video says this guy should make this.
Like, I can't explain to people when they just shoot by themselves with no people, they never miss.
Professionals,
They don't miss.
I
Yes.
did see Jaime Jaquez miss like 7 in a row. I was like,
I gotta turn the camera off.
Would you trade him?
Wow, look at his face.
Lashing.
Oh
I'm
man,
not lashing out. I'm speaking facts. You have 1 5-minute struggle, and Tobin's ready to ship you out for some Krispy Kremes.
Well, performance is important. It is. Tonight, the Pinks, they will take on Charlotte FC. You can hear that game on 790 tonight, 8 o'clock.
Why every time I think of Tim Hortons, this is just a side note. Every time I think of Tim Hortons, I think of the Cat in the Hat or the Grinch that stole Christmas. What is that?
Horton Here's a Who.
Yes.
Look at that.
We'll take a quick break. Since I am out tomorrow on Friday, we got to do our picks.
Oh, that's right.
Starfish.
Oh.
Broadcast.
right, welcome back, everybody. It is Tobin and Leroy. Take you guys up until 2 o'clock here on the program. I want to let you guys know one more time. We're giving you a chance to win a photo op with Panthers great Aaron Ekblad and an autograph, courtesy of Hollywood Collectibles. For your chance to win, text the word Panthers to 20357. Text Panthers to 20357. You could win. If you don't win, you can meet Aaron Ekblad at Hollywood Collectibles on Sterling Road in Dania Beach on October 28th for photo ops and autographs. Tickets are on sale now at HollywoodCollectibles.com. Also got a chance to win tickets to see nationally known comedian and podcaster Stavros Halkias at the Broward Center on November 11th. That's a website contest, so go to WQM.com/contest and submit your entry. If you want to purchase tickets there, you can at browardcenter.org/events. All right, we need to get to our picks. Close race here in the month of October through 2 weeks. Everybody is 4-2 except for Frog Boy, who's bringing up the rear. He's blaming Vlad. Not accountable.
It was literally the worst possible picks.
Not accountable. So let's get to it. But before that, I do want to mention I got a press release. I get press releases a lot, from PR companies and things like that. And how about this? CBS Sports' Charles Davis has been named the MC for the 2023 National Football Foundation Annual Awards Dinner in Las Vegas.
Charles Davis.
And why is this important? Simply so we can just play this clip.
And I'm going to be nice about it. That's a great run by Leroy Horde like he's had before. But if that's Robert Smith, it's 6 points for the Minnesota Vikings, most likely.
He tried to cover his butt by saying most likely.
Got a lot of zingers, apparently, he's going to have as the MC of this dinner. Nice. All right, guys. Are you ready?
So Marcos is first, right?
Marcos is first.
Yes.
Marcos, what do you got, buddy? What is your first pick?
I really feel like my prognosticating is getting, people are like really hearing about it because this weekend someone said that I was handicapped or something like that. And I think that's a gambling term. So I'm going to pick, if I'm not mistaken, the line is -22. I don't know any lines. I'm just going to guess Lions over Ravens. I got the Lions over Ravens. What's the spread on that?
The spread on that, Baltimore is a 3-point favorite at home. So you're taking the Lions.
Yeah.
Lions +3 on the road is what you're taking.
That's what I'm taking.
All right. Lions plus the 3 points.
Yeah, I didn't see that one coming, huh?
All right. J-Fig, what is your pick?
I don't like this. I'm taking the Bills.
Wow. Buffalo is in New England.
Bounce back game.
And they are
8.5 points.
8.5 points.
I know.
-8.5. All right.
That's bold.
Steep for a team that put up a stinker against the Giants. Eked out a win. Leroy?
Well, if that's what we're doing, I'll take the Browns.
Oh, look at that.
Leroy takes Cleveland.
You got some inside information. I don't know if that's fair.
Cleveland is a
Deshaun Watson's going to play?
Look at that.
3-point favorite on the road in Indianapolis. All right. There you go. They did just learn Anthony Richardson is done for the season, so it's Leroy and Minshew Mania.
He's my backup quarterback.
I want to get somebody new, dude.
He just nonchalantly threw it out there. You might want to get somebody new.
I've noticed we have 3 cowards.
What?
Because nobody's got the cajones to take the Miami Dolphins on the road in Philadelphia, and I'm getting 2 points.
Damn.
Dolphins are going to win outright, so I ain't worried about it, dude. Give me the Fins plus the 2 against Philly.
Damn.
What do you got, Frog Boy?
Yikes. That's a good pick there. I didn't know we were getting the points. Usually when I have action,
Marco, stop it.
I don't know what an aggregate limit is, but I was about to throw that out there. I see that there's a couple teams that I would look as like a weak target. Bye weeks must have began this week, I'm assuming.
We have the Bengals on the bye.
Yeah.
Cowboys.
I was looking for the Panthers.
Titans. Jets. Panthers. Texans.
All right, so then I'll go for the next worst team. I got the Seahawks. I'll take the points and the line and hedge my bets against the Cardinals.
Oh my goodness.
On the under.
I hate you.
Take the under.
You give me a headache.
Who did you take? Seahawks over the Cardinals.
We think.
I think.
Seahawks are 8-point favorites at home.
But you knew.
I don't know anything.
Jay Fig's upset with you because you picked a bird to win. So what do you got, Birderer?
2 birds.
2 birds. You had to.
You know what? I'm gonna take the Raiders.
Oh, the Raiders are
The Raiders.
in
Raiders.
Chicago against the Bears.
What's the line on that one? See what it is
The,
there.
the Raiders are 3-point road favorites.
Oh, damn, that's good. I should take that one.
He's good. He's good.
All right.
Leroy?
The Rams.
Rams
The
over the
Rams
Steelers.
over the Steelers. Rams
But
are
they're
3-point
physical.
favorite.
Cooper Kupp is back though, so I get it.
I am going to go with the Kansas City Chiefs over the Chargers. They are 5.5-point favorites, but this Chargers team, they let me down. I'm a petty bettor, as Leroy knows. Plus, I'm a Swiftie, so I'm going to go with Chiefs.
Mark
Ooh, Jim.
That's admirable.
I'm going to go KC, and I'll lay the 5.5. Frog Boy, your last pick.
All right.
Who has his? Oh, he went first? Oh,
We're doing three, yeah.
Okay.
London Bridge has fallen down, and they have returned to Jacksonville, Florida. Therefore, I got tomorrow's game. I got the Jacksonville Jaguars winning outright against the Saints.
I don't know about that one.
What does outright mean? Does that mean extra?
I mean, it just means you think that the Jaguars are going to win.
Give me the points, and I will spread them.
All right, Jacksonville plus the point.
Yes.
There you go. All right. Could have a push key there. Who knows? J Fig, your last pick.
I'm taking the Packers.
The Packers
over the Broncos.
Over the Broncos.
Packers.
Green
Nice.
Bay is a 1-point road favorite, and she is taking the Packers to avoid the starfish. Leroy, your last pick.
Pretty much.
Hold on.
What's the over-under that Sean Payton's going to yell at the media?
Man, I hate doing this.
Uh-oh.
No, he's taking San Fran.
He's taking it.
No.
A lot of injuries.
What?
Be
I'm
careful.
taking the Vikings.
Whoa! Primetime Kirk Cousins, are you mad, man?
Leroy.
+7 at home.
Wow. They do got some injuries in San Fran, if I'm not mistaken.
A lot.
Primetime Kirk
They do.
Cousins. Primetime Kirk Cousins, though.
Man.
I know, but I can't.
You seem so defeated.
It's too much unknown with the 49ers right now.
All right, I got a couple of mid sandwiches here. Giants hosting the Commanders.
NFC East matchup there.
I just can't bring myself to have stakes in that game because. So do I go Bucks or do I go Falcons? Bucks, Falcons. Has Baker Mayfield turned into a pumpkin?
Oh, let's see. He's 3-2. Falcons 3-3. How is that possible?
Give me the Bucks. Whoa! I'll
Okay.
take the Bucks.
Here we go.
Tampa Bay laying the 2.5.
Yeah.
I'll take a shake and bake, and if not, I'll never bet on them again.
Oh,
all right. So there you
It's
go.
the second time you bet on them.
Second time.
Those are our picks, everybody.
Read them and weep.
What?
Wow.
It's a card statement.
Full house over here.
Oh.
Amy Audibert. We're going to talk a little Heat with the Miami Heat radio analyst. Heat taking on the Brooklyn Nets tonight. I'll be boots on the ground. Looking forward to it.
Nice.
Amy, break down a little Heat basketball with her coming up next.
She's good.
She's good. head on out to the guest line, which is, of course, brought to us by Toyota of Hollywood. Shop hundreds of Toyotas indoors in one of America's largest showrooms at Toyota of Hollywood on 441 between Hollywood and Sheridan. And then we will find Miami Heat radio analyst alongside Jason Jackson. Amy Audibert joining us here on the program. Hello, Amy. How are you?
Hello.
Hey,
Amy.
guys. Good morning. How are you?
I'm good. I have a box of ketchup chips at my house as we speak. Every time the Canadians come down. That's what they bring.
It's like the one thing we're super proud of,
No, and the
I'm just
chocolate.
kidding.
And maple syrup.
Yeah,
so I
there's-
get
there-
a care
there's a
package.
list.
Maple
There's a
syrup, chocolate, and the little poutine packets. And then the
Yeah.
jars.
Yeah, that's all good stuff. I think I'm most proud of just saying hi to everybody on the street. I forget sometimes down here. I think
People are
people
nice.
think I'm crazy, but it's nice. You just walk by and you say hi to somebody. Good morning.
Just genuinely being pleasant people.
Yes.
I think that's best.
Well, hey, yeah. Moving on.
Amy, I'm going to start off with a guy who's been super impressive this preseason. And I honestly think that I don't know if he's going to be on a two-way. I don't know if he's going to get a standard deal. But Jamal Cain, this guy has been awesome in the preseason so far. That battle against Wemby, he lit it up from three. And then the next game, it just seems he's always in the right spot to get a bucket. He's, now been in this Heat system for a year. What do you think of his preseason? Do you think that he's earned a spot? I don't really know what his role will be on the team, but I like every time he's on the court. Just feels like good stuff happens.
Yeah, and I mean, I'll take it back before the Wemby game. Defensively, he was really good in that close game. Remember when Cole kind of hit all the shots at the end?
Yeah.
But Spo's talked about it. They really like Jamal because he plays with a different twitch. And you kind of saw that in that game in particular, the way he guards 94 feet. He creates a lot of havoc. In the Memphis game, I remember late game, he had Derrick Rose in a corner, right after half court, caused a turnover. And I think the one thing about Jamal that's awesome is he doesn't hide from the conversation of, year two on a two-way, and he wants a standard contract. I think especially in the last 2 weeks, at least in terms of games, because we're not in the practices every day, but you'd expect him to work hard because he's still here. He's checking the boxes, or he's showing things, right, that he's capable. At the end of the day, Jamal Cain's probably not going to step into a starting lineup this year and be expected to win games for the Heat unless, crazier things have happened. Last year, I remember, in the beginning of the year, they were pretty banged up. But I think, in terms of playing a role, he's shown that he's able to do that. Clearly, showing he's consistent, he can hit a shot from outside, but I think the defense is the thing. And I mean, it's pretty valued around here. So looking forward to him. I mean, and especially to see where he's able to kind of wedge himself in. I know that they obviously the Miami Heat like him and they like what they do and he fits the system, but he does want a standard contract. So be interesting to see the next month or so for Jamal.
Well, Amy, it's a unique situation with the Heat because they do a tremendous job of developing these young men, and they look forward to it. It's not only that they develop them, but the players look forward to being developed, which is a rare thing in sports right now. But I'm amazed at how patient all of these young players are when we live in a world now where I need it now, but they only bring in guys that just, toe the company line, do their work, and wait for their opportunity. That's more rare than anything that happens in an organization.
Well, and the step further to that, you look at a guy like RJ Hampton who came here and was this is where I'm taking a two-way contract.
Right.
A former first-round pick said, I'm going to take a two-way to be with the Miami Heat because this is the place I know I can develop.
Right.
Cole Swider, same thing. I think he had some other also opportunities, but again, and that's the step further, right? It's not just Miami calling guys, it's guys showing up and being we're willing to take less of a contract, which to your point, and really in pro sports, right? You got to make it when you can make it. But and obviously, I mean, last year it was Max and it was Gabe that are now big time guys in other organizations. The track record, I mean, it is what it is, and guys come here. But to your point, when you look at guys like Cole and you look at guys like RJ, they have to believe they have the work ethic, because the one thing around the league that I'm learning very quickly, and I mean, Thomas Bryant talked about it a couple weeks ago with us, like everybody in the league knows how hard it is to be here on the daily, not how hard, but what's asked of you on a daily basis to be a member of the Miami Heat. And if it's not for you, like, don't even bother. I imagine some agents probably have those conversations with players, right? Like, if this isn't the place for you, it's not the place for you. But I think that's one of the keys to success for this organization, is they really don't bring in, like, they really vet guys. And the other way is, I think, people don't come here and show up here and say, I'm willing to take less for now, unless they understand what's going to be required.
Right.
I did like seeing at FAU the scale being thrown around on everybody who has to, all right, it's time to win. Like, they actually, like, you always hear about it, but you're seeing it in action in camp of keeping everybody in Heat shape. It is wild. One of the things, it remains a bit of a mystery going to this year is the point guard spot. Kyle's made his thoughts known that he said this again yesterday, expects to come in as the starter. We saw him start. We saw Jay Rich start next to Tyler. Any read on who you think has a leg up on this thing? And I guess what are the benefits to both guys if that's the way they go?
We also know one of the things about this organization is they don't let things leak out, right? So I think your guess is good. But I think it's they've shown that they can kind of really lean into this positionless. Miami Heat's offense goes through Bam Adebayo in the mid post. Everybody knows that, right? And so we've seen so many different combinations in the preseason. Do I think that obviously Kyle is the most established point? Yeah, I think he's a future Hall of Famer. I mean, he's a champion. He's an NBA champion. He's in great shape. Like, he's in tremendous shape right now. If you remember the first month of the season last year, remember Washington when Kyle had the triple-double? I mean, he during that time, he was top 5 in the league in minutes per game in his 17th season. Like, that's not healthy. And what ended up happening, right? He got pretty banged up and he had to sit out for all those. So do I think managing minutes is going to be critical? Absolutely. It's way easier to manage minutes when you're coming off the bench. But at the same time, like, I mean, he's a great point guard. So that's going to be entirely up to Spo. And really, I think I wouldn't be surprised if you see things change up every once in a while, in terms of that. So every game's going to be different. And this team's shown that that's okay.
I don't know how it is with other teams, but it almost seems like Spo sets his roster in minutes for the whole game and not just for the start. Whereas players think that starting is the starting point for what it means. But with the Heat, it's like no, it's the important minutes. Don't worry about playing the first 3 minutes of a game. So how does that? Because we saw that with Tyler. Tyler said, "I want to be a starter," not because of the minutes, because he played almost the whole fourth quarter every game. So how does that play in when Spo is kind of setting his roster up for? Okay, I need this guy for these minutes. He's in his 18th year. So I'm going to try to make sure he's ready for this portion of the game. And the player doesn't always see it that way because he's like, oh, I'm not starting.
Well, the previous conversation we were having about guys showing up, the other one thing that everyone knows too is Spo doesn't care. Like, if you're not playing hard, you're not playing. And I absolutely love that about it, right? Kind of that old school, like high school, college. Like, if you're not helping us win today, I can't play you. Right. Everyone works too hard on a daily basis. So I think as a player, like, and I mean, that perfect example also is Caleb Martin last year.
Right.
Remember when Caleb, who, by the way, I always chuckle because this time last year he was being told how he could never be a 4 in this league. And, like, then you look at the Eastern Conference Championship, and I think he did okay. So proud of him and what he was able to do. But then Caleb's starting, and then Kevin comes in, and Caleb's at the bench. But they talk about their relationship. Caleb's talked about it and how much they have such a great relationships because they had those hard conversations. Right. They had those conversations. At the end of the day, I do believe that you hear it all this time. This is a gnarly group, but at the end of the day, everybody wants to win. And, for Kyle to come off the bench in the playoffs and still really, I mean, Kyle in the playoffs last year really contributed to this team, whether you saw it on the box or not. You just had to watch the game to know how important he was coming off the bench. So I think to your point, it's more just about kind of accepting that these are coaching decisions. These are staff decisions. They're going to make them to win the game. Right. They just want to win. And I mean, really, like, they're gnarly. They want to win a basketball. They want to wake up in the morning and win that game. So yes, I think you have to respect it. And obviously certain guys are going to have a longer leash, but when you're out there, you got to produce. I mean, Duncan's another perfect example of that, right? I mean, so we'll see.
The word that's getting thrown around a lot with Tyler Herro so far has been efficient in his movements and efficient in the decisions he's making and how he's going to be, I guess, as a player. What have you seen from Headband Herro in the early goings here with camp and practices?
I keep laughing with Jax. I look at him so many times in a game and said, that's a man on a mission. Like, it's business. The thing with Tyler, like, obviously and of course, like, we love storylines and everybody loves to build up the drama and the trades and all that. But at the end of the day, like, Tyler hasn't played in a game since April. So, and at the end, and Tyler loves basketball. Like, Tyler loves basketball. And so I think there's a bit of that happening right now too. But I think he's had one of the best off seasons. I mean, he looks like he's in incredible shape. He looks like he's moving great. But then for me, the one thing I love Tyler Herro as a basketball player. I'm getting to know him a little bit more as a person. He's awesome. Post game, last game, he was asked about, well, like, how did you work in the off season? Why did you work in the off season? And his answer was like, because that's my job. Like, I'm a professional basketball player and I'm paid to work hard, to help win games, to be a representative in the community. And like, he just has such a business-like approach from what I see in everything he's doing on the court, off the court, the way he's speaking. And I really appreciate that about him, right? Like, again, this is another guy that at the end of the day really wants to win. He wants to win probably for a lot of different reasons right now. But I mean, he just looks great. And I'm really excited for his season. I can't wait. There's going to be some games where you just go, good job, man. Because you can tell, right? Like, he's a man on a mission.
Well, he's also grown as a person because a lot of the things that would have bothered him in recent years, like we talked about him about the trade, he's like, that's it, like, I just got to do me. And I think that a lot of players get caught up in the trade and I'm not going to be here and maybe, and then it doesn't happen and you're not ready for the season.
Oh, and a lot of people, I think the reaction too, right? Different people would sit around and be pissed about it and mope about it. Other guys get in the gym and work. And
right.
I think Tyler got in the gym and worked pretty freaking hard. And you can see it's all coming, it's all fruition. But to Brandon's point, I like the efficiency on the court, and I'm not talking about shooting efficiency. I'm talking about getting to spots with one dribble, or the word that you hear all the time is intentional. And I just think everything he's doing right now is so intentional. And I mean, if you love basketball, you have to absolutely just I get fired up when I think of Tyler and what he can do this season.
Before we get you out of here, Amy, that Wembenyama, what a freak! I mean, what could you? What were your reactions watching that guy? Because I was like, I don't know, because it get a little up to that. I was like, oh my god, he is terrifying.
Yeah, you know what? I was there with Jax, and it's summer league was kind of right. Like, you're going, all right, he's gonna need some time and all this. He looks, and I know it was preseason, but the way he was moving and the things that he was doing with his skill set, but then also I think the added to that is at 19 years old, he's willing to sit in the gym and work all day. Like, you don't just come up and do those crossover step backs with an 8-foot wingspan. And
crazy.
It's honest. It's this. I don't think this league's ever seen someone at that size do that. Right. And for me, it's couple things. Number one, I'm so happy he's in the West, so we only have to see him twice a year. Hopefully, maybe. I mean, hey, if finals one day, I'm not going to ever.
Doesn't love it. Heat Spurs.
I'm not going to be bad. Yeah. I'm happy for the community of San Antonio, because when we were in the gym, there's just such a sense of excitement and hope and everything for that community and Pop. Like, at the end of the day, I can't even imagine what it must be like for him. But really, this is the new superstar. I really do believe that of the league, because of just his God-given assets, his size, but then matched with that, his just willingness. I mean, all he does is work, and you can just see his body. in the gym. He's lifting. He left the game early to go in the back and lift, like in the middle of a game. Like the guy's another guy on a mission, and he's 19 years old. He's in a perfect organization. And it's going to be crazy. Actually, when he had that dunk over Thomas Bryant, I was, you could see the real time reaction, and I was dying. That, but then the other one was the block. Like, think about that. The officials called a foul, and then they had to overturn it because the angle in the arena, and I'm not sure what the broadcast showed, like his hand was on top of the ball, and it came, I mean, Thomas Bryant's like a really strong, explosive guy, so that ball came up, and it was such a harsh movement that I think that's probably why they called the foul, right? Because it looked like it wasn't. So that's my point, is like, we're going to see stuff that isn't necessarily things that we've typically seen, or movements or reactions. And that's saying that against like the greatest basketball players in the world, a collection of the greatest basketball players in the world. So, and I heard I didn't get to see it, but I heard the Oklahoma City game was hilarious between Chet Holmgren and someone else, I think, described it as fighting giraffes. Like, and this is maybe the future, you know, I think those two are going to have battles, but I'm really happy it's in the West and we don't have to deal with it that often, but I'm excited. I did ask Bo after the game. I said like, oh, I've been sitting here all night dying to ask you this, and I know it's not about the other team, but what did you think? Because this is one of the most like elite coaches we all know, like mad scientists out there, and he's like, what are you thinking? And he's like, I felt like it was like when I played on the Midi Fisher hoop, the Fisher Price basketball hoop with my kid last week, and you're just like dunking and doing all this crazy thing. So it's got to be exciting for everybody, even guys like him, right, around the league that are just seeing something new and different, and they're gonna have to figure it out.
Somebody on our show referred to that game as two breadsticks.
Yeah. But I mean,
and there was beef afterwards too, it seems like.
Yeah, I would say that, but like the guy's not snapping, you know. Like again, I think it's so cool. He can move, like he can move in ways that like you wouldn't when he walks in the gym. You go like, I mean, listen, I was an undersized center, so you know I walked in the gym with these really long, and I'm like going, all right, I'm just gonna get under them and push him out, you know, and beat him with my feet. This guy changes the game when he's in it because, I mean, he's got an 8-foot wingspan. So you think he's not around, and all of a sudden your ball's flying out of bounds, like. It's just crazy. And that's on the defensive end. The offensive end, you can't contest that. That step back. And when that ball's in his pocket, like you're done. So yeah. We'll
Amy, we always appreciate the time. Check out Amy tonight with Jason Jackson on the Miami Heat audio experience right here on 560 WQAM. She does a fantastic job. Also see her on Bally Sports Sun this Miami Heat season. We always appreciate the time, Amy. Thank you so much.
Thanks, guys. We'll see you later. Bye.